Channel 3 Sports presents the IBM Game of the Week. For preliminary 4A state playoffs, we're in Colorado Springs with the Mitchell Marauders hosting the Longmont Trojans. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Michael Rail, along with Greg Herman and the rest of the Channel 3 crew. We made a trip down here, Greg, to look at two teams always tough in the state playoffs. Last year, both of these teams lost in the semifinals. Longmont lost to eventual state champion Wheat Ridge. Mitchell also had a tough defeat in the semifinals. And both of these teams graduated a lot of players, and yet they both wound up, Mitchell winning their conference, Longmont in second place, both at 7-3, and here they are again in the playoffs.
Well, both teams took the early part of the season to get some experience for their young football players. As
Yes.
you see, 7-3, you got the winners coming in from the Springs. Longmont, meanwhile, they're used to being in the state playoffs. This is their their attempt to win their seventh first-round playoff game in a row. 3 of those years they've had state championships also.
Now, last week, the Longmont Trojans were a little bit flat against Greeley Central. Of course, it was after the tough loss to Loveland, the winners of the Northern Conference. So Coach Gordon Kramer wants his team to come out and play real good in this football game and get over that tough loss to Loveland. Of course, they lost that in overtime on a 2-point conversion.
Well, the Trojans, with 2 overtime losses this year, have been in a lot of football games, and really they've got a young football team that's starting to gel. They're coming together just at the right time.
Well, these teams are, both of them are, as we mentioned, are young. Mitchell graduated a lot of their players. Longmont only had 4 returning starters on their offense, 2 on defense, but they both made it back, and they are both looking to do well in this first-round playoff game.
Well, talking to the coaches before the game, Longmont actually thought this was a good matchup for them, a better matchup than if they would have won the Northern Conference. Longmont has a lot of good victories over good Colorado Springs teams. We've talked about it on the way up here today. And Longmont basically owns the Springs school teams, and this was what they considered a favorable matchup because they think they should be able to run and throw the ball a little bit today.
Now, if they would have won that game against Loveland and taken the Northern Conference, they would be hosting Wheat Ridge, of course, the team that beat them last year. Well, Loveland is playing Wheat Ridge today, so big game there.
Well, the Trojans lost to Wheat Ridge last year in the playoffs. The first game of this season for Mitchell was a loss to the same Wheat Ridge team.
Exactly.
But as we mentioned, Mitchell was a very young team at that time.
Let's take a look now at our key players of this game, starting first of all for the Mitchell Marauders. It's their quarterback, Jay Stoner, and there you take a good look at Jay. He's going to have to come out and have a good game running this team on both passing and setting up the run, and they do both real well, Coach Gordon Kramer said, for Tom Sandoval's Mitchell Marauder team.
Well, Jay Stoner may just be the top quarterback prospect in the state this year. He's put on a lot of size. In fact, it's caused the Mitchell teams to go out and buy new uniforms this year because they didn't have anything to fit Jay Stoner. But he possesses one of the best arms in the state, the most accurate touch, and as I said, one of the strongest arms. He's maybe a top-tier Division I quarterback.
Let's take a look now at the key player for Mitchell on defense. It's their defensive back, number 33. There you see him, Mark Ramey. Now, in the Longmont offense, Aaron Gabler has passed for over almost 1,200 yards, 1,195 yards, so Ramey's going to be back there trying to make sure that Longmont doesn't get off any of those big pass plays.
This slightly undersized Mitchell team relies on a read and react defense. They're going to slant the defensive line into the gaps, giving their linebackers opportunities to make reads. So Mark Rainey today, he's going to have to make sure he comes up with the right reads.
Now, you know, we talked in the preseason with Coach Gordon Kramer, and he said, you know, that his team was smaller this year, a little bit inexperienced. Mitchell actually is about the same size as Longmont, one of the first times the Trojans have faced a team about their size.
Well, you look at 2 of the Trojans' 3 losses this year, and they were against a huge Fort Collins team and a huge Loveland team. Longmont, as we said, they like the size matchup, and they think that this is really a better draw for them.
Okay, we'll take a break. We'll come back with the Longmont key players and the keys to the game right after this on the IBM Game of the Week. And welcome back to Gary Berry Stadium here in Colorado Springs. A lot of wind here today, Greg. We know earlier in the week we thought there'd be lots of snow as well. But it is dry but windy, and this will affect both of these offenses. They both like to throw. They're very balanced.
Well, when you talk playoff time and Colorado Springs, you're talking about a lot of wind. Both teams, especially Longmont, thinks they can throw the ball today with great effectivity. And Mitchell, we've already talked about Jay Stoner, so we know they want to throw the ball. The wind has been coming in gusts, so we'll have to see how that affects today's play.
Let's take a look now at the Longmont key players to the game. And on offense, it's right guard number 56. He's a junior, Chris Gaddis. He's 5'11", 193. Started 6 games last year as a sophomore, every game this year as a senior. Now they have Tony DeFalco. He has almost or over 1,500 yards of running, almost 1,200 yards for Aaron Gabler. So Gaddis and the rest of this offensive line, Gabler throwing the ball almost 1,200 yards. The offensive line has done a great job for the Longmont Trojans this year.
We talked about the defense that Mitchell's going to try to employ today and let their linebackers read and react.
Yeah.
The one thing the Trojans need to do to be successful when they try to run the ball to keep Mitchell honest is that their guards have got to get out to the corner and meet the linebacker, opening up the outside edge. So as Coach Gabler, the offensive coordinator for the Trojans, said, it's going to be a foot race between the guards and the linebackers.
Coach Maul, wanted his team to be faster this year. He's the coach of the offensive line, and they are quicker this year. They're undersized, but they are quicker. So, again, the matchup here is favorable for both of these teams, really.
Well, the Trojans, the one thing that you can say about them every year is they've got a good offensive line that's going to provide time for the quarterback and good run blocking.
Let's take a look now at our key player of the game on defense. This number 27 free safety, Gabe Munoz. Again, as we've talked about, both teams want to throw the ball. Munoz has been big all year. In fact, the last couple of years. He's to have another big game in the state playoffs.
Well, at the free safety position, Gabe Munoz is going to have to roam. And Mitchell has a running back that has a ton of speed.
Yeah.
Another thing that you find on Colorado Springs football teams is speed. And if their running back, Rodriguez, or the other guy, and we're going to have to defer on the name right now, but if they get to the corners, Munoz has got to make sure that he's there to stop the big run.
He'll be up there for a run support. You're absolutely correct. Let's take a look at the keys to the game now for the Mitchell Marauders. And Coach Tom Sandoval says, frankly, his team needs to control the ball, and that means the balanced attack, both running and passing.
Well, when you control the ball, you take the ball out of Longmont's hands. Longmont for the last 7 years has been known as a vaunted offensive attack, well diversified. So you're going to want to run the ball and just not let Longmont have their opportunities.
That's right, and Coach Tom Sandoval from the Marauders also wants to stop the big play. Longmont has, when they have won, they've had the big plays, and obviously you want to take that away from the Trojans, keep this game so, as you mentioned, we can go back and forth with ball control and give the Marauders a chance to win this game.
If you look at last week's line scores for the Trojans, you saw 3 very long touchdown runs by Tony DeFalco. Not only can the Trojans hit you on the ground, but they can hit you for the big pass play too, because they've got a lot of speed at the wideouts.
Let's take a look now at the keys to the game for the Longmont Trojans. Number one, they also want to control the ball now. DeFalco, as we mentioned, over 1,500 yards. Gabler has, and by the way, during the middle of the season, DeFalco had 4 200-yard games in a row. That was just broken late in the season. So obviously they want to have this good mix of running and passing with Gabler, nearly 1,200 yards through the air.
The better matchup for the Trojans is on the defensive side of the ball when they're trying to stop, or actually is on the offensive side. That way they keep the vaunted offense of Mitchell off the field in Stoner and the running backs.
Absolutely. And of course, Gordon Kramer always, as most any coach, wants to stop the big play as well. Now, he knows that Mitchell can be explosive. He does not want to allow the big scores from the Marauders.
Well, and if you're going to see big plays from the Marauders today, you're going to see the running backs on the outside streaking up the sideline for 60 to 70-yard touchdown runs.
And both teams, of course, want to avoid that. Well, we got a great game. It is State 4A preliminary playoffs with the Mitchell Marauders hosting the Longmont Trojans. We'll be back with the starting lineups and the opening kickoff right after this on Longmont's Channel 3 IBM Game of the Week.
In the constantly changing world of real estate, there is one company with the advantage of a name recognized by 98% of Americans, and the people who can deliver results as solid as the rock. The Prudential, rock solid in real estate.
Se piove vaghi per la città, senza nessun pensiero, e l'acqua nelle scarpe t'entra già. Cosa vorresti dire, cosa vorresti fare, se senti già le suole farcicciare?
Delicious oven-baked classic subs from Quiznos. Eat. Be happy.
Visit either of our 2 locations in Gun Barrel Square or the Twin Peaks Mall in Longmont. All of us have getting older to look forward to. Although there can be some downsides, at First National Bank, it can be an advantage. Hello, I'm Dorothy Weibel, Customer Service Representative of First National Bank. If you are 60 and better, you qualify for a Spirit account for seniors. Of course, there are no monthly service charges, and just look at all the other advantages. The best is you'll be invited to attend the numerous trips, seminars, and activities that First National sponsors. First National Bank, 4th and Main, member FDIC.
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to Grease Monkey. How can I help you today?
At Grease Monkey, an oil change is only one of 20 different items we offer from our service menu, like our comprehensive Care Pack service, which includes an oil change, filter, and lube, plus an 18-point care check, all in just 10 minutes. Whether it's engine, transmission, or the differential, Grease Monkey's menu of services will help protect your automobile and maximize your gas mileage. Visit Grease Monkey in Longmont at 1230 Florida Avenue.
And we're back here at Gary Berry Stadium in Colorado Springs, preliminary round of the 4A state playoffs, as we have the Longmont Trojans making the trip down from up north to face the Mitchell Marauders as we are about ready for the kickoff on the game. Sean Wing has it teed up, and we're just moments away from the kickoff of this game. Both of these teams, again, had disappointing losses in the state semifinals last year. Both of them want to get back there again. And we're away. Kick coming down, and it is caught there by Jeff Smith. Smith works his way up to about the 33-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 there for the Mitchell Marauders. It'll be 1st and 10 there. Stoner is the quarterback for the Mitchell Marauders. And it'll be 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. Stoner looks, throws, ball tips up in the air, it'll be incomplete. Looked like he was trying to get the ball to number 22, Al Rich there. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Marauders looking around, trying to determine if they got the right personnel in there. Now they bring Burton into the game. Number 5, Wayne Burton, comes in with the play. 2nd down and 10, just underway here. Longmont brings everybody up to the line of scrimmage again. Looks like they're going to really stack it up to the front of the line of scrimmage. We're going to have a penalty flag. Going over the line there was number 90, Mike Zwizzler for the Trojans. Let's see, he says that he was drawn off, but the Marauders are clapping. We're going to have a 5-yard penalty against the Trojans. It'll be 2nd down and 5 with the penalty there. A little bit of confusion, it looks like, on the Trojan defense. Again, now they drop back a little bit in pass coverage. Pick the handoff there is a quick counter, but read right away. Fumble, ball's on the ground. I don't know who has it. There's a big pile up there fighting for it hard. Looks as though Mitchell will retain possession. They will. Lost there on the play, though. Tearing the ball out of the hand was number 35, Brent Frenzen, for the Trojans. Running the ball there for the Marauders was number 25, Matt Barana, and he fumbled, lost about a yard or so. 3rd down and long here.
That time the Trojans very quick to react to the misdirection play.
3rd down now, Trojans looking for the pass. Mitchell tries to go high to the upside. Stoner rolling, throws, has a receiver, overthrows. It was intended for number 45 on the pass there. Jeff Smith, the tight end, 6-foot tight end, a big target there, Jeff, but overthrown.
That time the Marauders flooded the zone on the Trojan side of the field deep. Longmont had very good coverage in short, but they did have an open man in Smith. And Gabe Munoz with the big hit early, making a difference.
4th down now. Punting position here for the Marauders. They split out now. See what the Trojans are going to do. Here is the snap, and they are going to kick it away. A wobbly kick, not too good. They're going to let that one go there. The ball will be down to the 31-yard line. Short kick there of about 26, 28 yards there. And the Longmont Trojans will take over 1st and 10. And we'll take a look at the starters here. C.J. Wright, Neil Gertizer, Jared Goki, Justin Seaman, and Chris Gaddis. And there's the quarterback, Aaron Gabler, Noah Stiles, Brad Morse, Barry McManaman, Tony DeFalco, and Josh Kraft. 1st and 10, Trojans' first possession of the ball game. Ball thrown 31-yard line. Here's hand up to DeFalco trying to get outside. He'll get some good yardage. Turns the corner. Past the 40 to the 45, 46-yard line, depending upon the spot. Good run there. They're going to call him at the 44-yard line.
That's exactly what the Trojans' running game wants to do today. They want to get outside and attack that cornerback.
As we look here at the defensive starters, Will Doyle, Lawrence Hockett, Emil Amintine, Mike Jewell, and Michael Van Sant. And Al Rich, Rooney Rodriguez, Burton, Pate, Ramey, and Sandoval. First down and 10.
As I was saying, Michael, the Trojans want to attack the corners who are undersized so they can get to the outside.
And off again to DeFalco. DeFalco again has good yardage over the right side. He's out past midfield. Another good run there by DeFalco.
So early in this ball game, the Trojans did not think they were going to be able to run real effectively, but first couple carries for DeFalco and some sizable yardage.
2nd down and 2. Ball is at about the 48-yard line. Longmont just inside Marauder territory. Hand off again to DeFalco. Stacked up big at the line of scrimmage. DeFalco leans. He won't get to the first down marker. That time, they came right in. The Marauders guessed right, Greg, on defense.
Trojan running attack today. Up the middle or on the corners. They're not going to run a lot of traps through the guard holes. They're going to try to run right up the middle.
3rd down here.
Power formation for the Trojans.
DeFalco will get the ball. He'll fight his way towards first down territory and more. Down inside the 45 to about the 42-yard line. A gain of 5, and that's a first down for the Trojans. They keep the drive alive here, looking good on their first possession of the ball game.
5'8", 180 pounds, DeFalco. Showing a little bit of the size disadvantage of Mitchell.
Again, over 1,500 yards behind that offensive line. Shack comes in motion. Chris Shack. Gabler looking, gets the ball away to Shack. Shack has the first down and fights his way down inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line. That looks like that'll be a gain of about 14, 15 yards on the play.
That time Gabler wanted to hit the little quick fade. Did not have it. He had defensive coverage. Pulls the ball back down. Sees Shaq working into an open spot in the zone.
Yeah, very good. That's exactly what happened. Shaq was covered initially. Gabler, though, had the time. Good blocking. And Shaq came open for the gain of about 15 yards. First down and 10. Ball at the 28-yard line. Trojans driving. Here's the handoff to DeFalco, trying to get outside. He does.
Nice
cuts back. If he can get around the corner here, has a big play potential. He's at the 20, the 15, 10-5. He'll score. Tony DeFalco reverses back. I do not see a penalty flag. It's a touchdown for the Trojans. Great effort there by DeFalco.
28-yard touchdown run for DeFalco, and he ran about 50 to get 28 as he comes back the full distance across the field. Trojans, good downfield blocking after the cutback.
Well, that was a great cutback there run. And on those, you always sweat out the fact there could be a clipping or something. Everyone's turning around, but no penalty flag, so the touchdown stands. Shaq will go for the extra point conversion here. Gabler the holder. Here's the snap, the kick. Looks good, and it is. So the Trojans strike first with 8:56 remaining in the first quarter. They lead 7-0 over the Mitchell Marauders.
Take a look at the replay here. You see this play designed to go right. DeFalco gets out there, gets a decent block from Shaq. All of a sudden, a lot of black shirts, cuts it back.
That's the tackle he broke there that got him the touchdown. There it was just a foot race.
And you see DeFalco using the speed. When you watch him run, he doesn't look very fast, but he pulls away from a lot of football players.
Great camera work there also by the Channel 3 crew. So the Trojans have struck first, and the big play, one of the things that Mitchell coach Tom Sandoval did not want to see was the big play. That's 28 yards, isn't exactly overwhelming or anything, but Greg, that is exactly what the Longmont Trojans need. And that was a good run to start this game. Sean Wing to kick off. This one here, short, yes. Heading towards the sideline. It is caught at about the 22.
That time, the Trojans with the little pooch kick.
Ball at the 28, 29-yard line there, 1st and 10 for the Mitchell Marauders.
And Mitchell almost didn't cover that kickoff. Trojans bearing down on it before Marauders took it.
Now the ball just hung there, bounced up, and had to be covered by one of the Marauders in case it did not go out of bounds. It was right near the sidelines, but you just can't wait that out. If it doesn't go out, then of course Trojans can recover. 1st and 10. Stoner again, a big quarterback, lines up behind center. There's the throw. It's caught. Nice reception there by number 5, Wayne Burton. Good play there as he just slanted over and got the play for the first down. Aaron Thompson, Mike Jewell, David Michaels, Will Doyle, and Brent Barnett is the offensive line. Jay Stoner, Matt Gorthers, Jeff Smith, Isaac Haley, Al Rich, and the Z-back, yes, Z-back, Jeff Barana. First down and 10.
Michael, the Trojan DB is doing a good job hitting. That time, just an outstanding play.
Yes, actually, very good play. There's a good run there. Getting up for good yardage is Isaac Haley. Haley, 5'11", senior, 166 pounds, and he is tough. Here's a Longmont defense. Jake Shack, Eric Gilva, Sean Wing, Mike Zwizzler, that is, John Peterson, and Barry Hansen. Chris Stanton, Chad Thompson, Eric Wheeler, Gabe Munoz, and Matt Magley. The defensive backs there.
Talking to the Trojan coaching staff before the game today, they were worried about the outside speed of Mitchell and that little fullback trap right up the middle. Now we have a good understanding as to why that's a point of concern.
Yeah, once you try to shut that play down, they're hitting into the line and getting up near the first down. Should have it was Isaac Haley, but if they keep pounding it up the middle like that, then that opens up that big play to the outside. That will be a first down, 1st and 10, ball at about the 48-yard line. Marauders coming in here with their first drive, were unable to get a first down, but now they're moving the ball a little bit more comfortable, it looks like to me anyway, Greg.
They've run the ball hard right up the middle. Trojans look like they jump again.
Well, I thought there was a little bit of movement there on the offensive line. We'll see what they call. I think this one will go against Mitchell. Yeah, there is the call.
Now that's one penalty each for both teams for 5 yards.
That'll bring up first down and 15 for the Marauders as they get pushed back into their own territory. Stoner looks over the defense. Trojans have been trying to mix it up quite a bit on defense and have done a good job so far. Stoner looking, throws, has the receiver open, caught and getting upfield for good yardage before he's knocked out of bounds about the 36-yard line is number 22, Al Rich.
That time, Jake Shank outside linebacker just could not keep up with the receiver, and Stoner puts the ball right on the money, little bootleg outside. You see Shank trailing behind, good downfield blocking.
Yeah, well, that's the play what you want to. You want to get the one-on-one with the wide receiver against the linebacker, and they got it, and that produces a big play down to about the 41-yard line. Here's a handoff again, inside, breaking out into the clear at the 20, at the 15, caught and wrapped up there nicely by number 27. That is Gabe Munoz, who saves the touchdown. They crossed him up there to Al Rich, and Rich breaks down inside the 20 to about the 19, 1st and 10 there.
Once again, the trap. You see the play starts right about the 37-yard line. Trap right up the middle. We told you the Trojans were concerned. Gain about 22 yards.
I was going to call it 23, down to about the 14-yard line. But if you say 22, I can go with that too.
You probably took a little more time to do the math.
Well, what, you said 37, and that's to the 14. That looks like a good gain there. Here's the handoff inside, good yardage, breaking upfield near the goal line, touchdown. That was just a power run right up the middle, nicely done there by Isaac Haley. Tough to bring down. He's had a great year, and that time Haley just blasted through a huge hole by that offensive line of the Mitchell Marauders. Great play there.
Haley
on the replay.
Right there, you see Haley loves to run the little draw. A lot of speed coming through the middle of the line.
Oh yeah, and that was just a great blocking up front there by that offensive line. Center David Michaels, Will Dole, and the guard Mike Jewell. That was just a great effort there. On to attempt the extra point is Adam Sandoval. The snap, the kick is up, and it is good. We have a tie game. 5:53 remaining here in the first quarter, and the score is tied at 7. We've been end-to-end here on this football game after Mitchell started slowly. Both teams have been rolling down the field. So the Trojans will get their second chance to hold the ball. Oh, was there a penalty there, Greg? It looks like there might have been.
No, I believe that the Trojans are lined up to receive the kick.
Nope, you're right. My mistake. I thought they were going to tee it at the 45.
Meanwhile, Mitchell just lines up right in front of the Trojan return team, oblivious to what they're going to hear. So, but once again, the kickoff, not a lot of surprise.
Yeah. Simply put, get down there and make a tackle. Tie score here. Both teams, we figured, to be able to move the ball on offense. Mix it up nicely there. The run and the pass, same thing the Trojans did. Of course, both teams are going to want to run the ball more than pass. You generally see that all the time at high school level. They did a good job, though, getting the passes. There's a squib kick down to about the 15. Handled there a little bit poorly, but picked up. Getting upfield, having some good room. Bouncing around the middle there is number 28, Ryan White.
He's out past the 25, about the 26, 27-yard line.
Looks like they're going to spot it at the 27-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Trojans at that point.
Initial hit by Sandoval.
So the Trojans with a little worse field possession to get started than their first drive.
Started at about the 31 the last time. They've had pretty good field position, all things considered, past the 20 both times. As they take over 1st and 10. DeFalco to single back. Gabler gives the signal. Here's a handoff right up the middle. DeFalco, huge hole up to the to about the 38, 39-yard line where he's pulled down. That'll be a first down.
DeFalco just ripping off yardage in big chunks. Should have another 100-yard day, maybe by the first half.
Yeah, keeps this up.
Trend continues.
Great blocking there again by what they consider an undersized offensive line, but they have gotten the job done all season long. 1st and 10, ball at the 39-yard line. Take the handoff. Gabler under some pressure. Still trying to get away. Needs to throw that ball away. Ball is tipped up, and it is incomplete. Gabler just about took the sack there, but finally heaved it towards the sideline.
Pro football, that ball is down back where Gabler did the little pirouette.
Yeah.
And Trojans have a huge offensive loss. They wanted to come in today. They thought the naked bootleg was going to be a big play for them right there. Mitchell's speed on defense may take that play out of the program.
Well, we'll see. That definitely didn't work that time anyway. Second down and 10. Gabler again wisely got rid of it. Here's a good play to hand it off to DeFalco. He breaks upfield, has good yardage. He'll get about 7-8 yards. We're going to have second down and 2 after an 8-yard run there. Third down and 8. Or 2, excuse me. 3rd and 2 after an 8-yard run. Again, 3rd and 2, ball at the 47-yard line. Here's a handoff to Falco, breaks ahead, near the first down marker, depends on the spot. We'll see what they're going to do. We're going to see what they're going to do here.
Trojans make another first down, starting to pile up the first downs.
As he did get well past the 49, the spot right about midfield here. 1st and 10. Clock rolling with 4:05 remaining here in the first quarter. Game tied at 7. Shack goes in motion. Fake the handoff. Gabler with time has a wide open receiver, but bad pass there, knocked down by number 33, Mark Ramey. And
Michael, don't know if the wind got a hold of that ball, but that safety was beaten deep, and Shack had him wide open, or Gabler has Shack wide open. Ball drifts to the middle of the field where the safety is.
If you saw there, a little bit of pressure cost Gabler to throw off his back foot and hurry the pass, and that's why he didn't quite get enough underneath it. If he has time, Shack is dancing in the end zone right now. Second down and 10. Fake the handoff to DeFalco. Again, some pressure. Looks like they're setting up a screen. DeFalco has it. He is knocked out of bounds. For after about a 2-yard gain, we'll have 3rd down and 8.
Very good reaction that time by the Mitchell Marauders. Not sending, they're not opening the floodgates on the defensive pressure on the quarterback. They're dropping 6-7 guys back into pass coverage. Longmont's passing attack will force you to do that, as it is not unheard of for Longmont to have 4 or 5 guys in the pattern.
Now we have, they're checking on the officials' timeout here. Checking on something on the Longmont sideline. Need to move the players back, it looks like.
Well, what they were working on was the 10-yard chains.
Yeah.
Needed to make sure that one extra link was stretched out fully.
Right. 3rd down here. Trojans looking at 8 yards for the first down. Here's the throw. Ball is tipped away. Nice play there. We'll see who made that good play. For Mitchell, that is number 9 with the play, Adam Pate. A senior, 5'9", 160 pounds, got his arm up there as Gabler threw into traffic. We'll see here on the replay.
And Pate just flashes through on the play. A lot of coverage there. You see 5 black shirts, but Pate flashes in front of the receiver, knocks it down.
That is being kind of dangerous there, throwing into that much coverage.
4th and 8, the Trojans will punt.
Gabler gets the kickoff. Ball fielded about the 10-yard line. Lots of white shirts. He's going to get a good return, though, back to about the 18-yard line.
A nice return for Mitchell with the coverage that the Trojans were able to put down there.
Mark Ramey there with about an 8-yard return, and as mentioned, Greg, there was a lot of white shirts there, and he was able to get outside and get some positive yardage. Mitchell again, though, starting deep in their own territory, this time at the 18-yard line. 1st and 10. So Mitchell's defense stands up here, stops the Trojans. We'll see if Longmont, who did stop Mitchell on their first drive, but the Marauders did go down and score on their second possession. Stoner looks, here is the pitch. Getting outside, hit straight up there. Nice run there by Isaac Haley. And getting hit hard there
Eric Wheeler on the hit.
Yeah.
Good position, paid the price for making the tackle.
Yeah.
That's the play that you expect Mitchell to run, is that deep toss to get him on the outside flange.
If they're going to get that pitch out there to Haley, and Haley, as you mentioned, he just eats up the yardage. Again, they're trying to go outside, they're going inside. So far right now, anyway, their last two drives have had pretty good success running the ball. All about the 24-yard line, second down and 6, or 4 that is. Haley drives out, he'll have first down yardage past the 30 to about the 34-yard line, a gain of about 8 on the run there. Haley, a big guy, good running back. He has been their workhorse all season long. You were saying he's, what, 10 yards averaging or so a run?
10.9 yards per the capsules in the Denver papers. By the way, the Denver papers made Mitchell a prohibitive favorite in this ball game because of those offensive numbers. Play clock's got to be a concern now for Mitchell. They've been in the huddle quite a while.
See what happens here. I think he must have got it off in time. Stoner looking down under some pressure here. Gets outside. He will be knocked down after a short gain. That won't be a sack. He did get out to about the 41-yard line. And we'll take a moment here to hear from Jeff Lindroth.
Jay Stoner, the quarterback of Mitchell, is not just a very talented quarterback, he's also a quiet leader. After Longmont moved the ball handily down the field to score on its first drive, Jay Stoner went up to each of his teammates, tapped him lightly on the shoulder pad and said, "It's our turn," and then proceeded to lead the team down the field to an answering score. Back upstairs to you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Jeff.
Well, if Jay Stoner is going to be a top-tier Division I recruit, he's going to have those type of leadership skills.
Second down and 8. They hand off to the first back through, trying to get it up there to Al Rich. That time, though, the Trojans were right there, all over them. Number 41, Chris Stanton. Also, number 99, Eric Gliva, that is, were both right there to meet him. That was no gain. They were going to have third down and 8 here.
One of the things that have made the Trojans the powerhouse for the last decade has been their ability to make adjustments. The Trojans right now are needing to make that adjustment on the trap, or that trap right up to the fullback. That time it looks like they've done that.
Well, that just goes to great coaching. Great coaching. Here's the fake handoff. Stoner looking, has the pass. Let's see if he can get down towards Isaac Haley tripped and was not able to get down for first down yardage. That'll be about the 41-yard line or so. We're going to have fourth down here, about a 5-yard gain. That is the end of the first quarter, and after 1 quarter of play, we have a tie score on this IBM Game of the Week. Longmont and Mitchell both at 7. We'll be back with the second quarter right after this.
Formby Ford. We're your small, friendly dealership in Fort Lupton. Some people think we have to pay more for our cars than the big Denver dealerships. Well, that's not the case. Every dealer pays the same amount for a particular model. But with Formby's low overhead, we can give you a good price. Our low-key, no-pressure philosophy will help you decide on the right car at the right price.
And that's the way I like to do business.
Formby Ford, Highway 85 and Weld County Road 16 in Fort Lupton. Just 20 minutes from Boulder, Denver, and Longmont.
And we are back here for the start of the second quarter. Being delayed, however, there is an injured Longmont player down. And we'll get a chance there. It's John Peterson for the Trojans. And Peterson is being helped off the field. Looks as though his left leg or knee, possibly, holding his knee or his ankle there gingerly as he goes off the field.
John Peterson, just a sophomore, 5'10", 152 pounds. Did not look promising for the Trojans.
Yeah, he looked like he was pretty hurt. Coming off the field there. Fourth down here. We'll see what the Mitchell Marauders are going to do. They do have their punting team in. And that is number 25, Matt Barana.
Trojans not wholeheartedly convinced that this is a punt.
Yeah. Going to be careful, but a good punt that time. Munoz calls the fair catch, gets underneath it, and has it at about the 17-yard line. Great kick there by Verona. That was a nice kick. That'll be 1st and 10 down at about the 17-yard line.
Verona got that kick above Eric Gliva, who was coming in hard on the rush.
About a 45, 46-yard punt there. And if Munoz doesn't cover that, that thing goes down well inside the 10-yard line.
Now the Trojans back with the running back. Tony DeFalco, so far, 8 carries, 75 yards.
And that was all in the first quarter. Start of the second quarter. Game tied at 7. Here's the handoff to Falco. Again, has some room up the middle. Barreling his way off. He slips that tackle. It's a foot race to the end zone. That looks like that will be first down yardage. And that will be a first down. Ball at about the
28-yard line.
28, yes.
Like. Didn't look like he got as good a spot, but still enough for the first down. See him there, just tough running
Great
inside.
Effort, yeah. Great effort. Trojans 1st and 10. Single back so far has worked very nicely for the Trojans. Hand off to Falco again. This time not quite so much. He'll get out past the 30.
That time it looked like that play could be big for the Trojans. They got exactly what they wanted. Bringing the man in motion, shifted the strength of the defense. Right now, because of Longmont's success running the ball, Mitchell is putting 8 men in the box.
Right.
At the line of scrimmage, trying to pressure the Trojan running game. The thing is, with Trojans are so good at the passing game, you've only got 3 guys back there.
Second down here. Here's the pass. They get the ball to Shack. He gets up, and that will be first down yardage. Out past the 40 to the 41-yard line. That quick hitter has been there, and so far Gabler to Shack has worked nicely.
Shack's second reception on the game.
Trojans again moving nicely.
Shack possibly just a little bit more about Shack there. Chris Shack could be expected to compete for the starting quarterback job next year. Aaron Gabler will graduate.
Yes.
But he's got such good hands, they need him out there at that wide receiver position.
It'll be interesting to what Coach Gordon Kramer does. Here's a handoff to Falco in trouble. He'll get pulled down for this first loss of the game. See if that'll be about a 2-3 yard loss. That time it was read nicely.
The slanting defense of Mitchell comes into the slants. The Trojan guard pulls right through that hole. Throws him for a 2-yard loss.
Looks like that was Rodney Rodriguez who got in there. Pull him down for the loss of a couple yards. Second down and 12.
When Mitchell got off the bus, 2 guys stood out. Rodriguez and Stoner, because they just looked physically intimidating.
Kraft in motion. Here's the quarterback draw. Gabler will only get a couple yards out of that.
Really, that play right there looked like it was going to go for a long ways, but Speed never has a bad day. That time, Speed reacting to the play shut that down for just a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, that looked like that had a good chance there. The turnaround there. Third down and about 10 yards to go here for the first down. Shack and Kraft looking. Here's the pass. Coming open, nearly intercepted there. Ball went out to number 34, or was knocked down, and is by Rodney Rodriguez. Trying to get that ball to...
I believe that was Kraft he was throwing it to.
Yeah, Kraft was trying to get the ball to, exactly.
Kraft or Styles. We'll get a look at it here.
It's Kraft.
No, actually it's the tight end Brad Morse who he was throwing to. That time Gabler, once again, looking a little uneasy in the pocket.
Fourth down punting situation again for the Trojans. Good snap there. Good kick this time. Ball heading towards the sidelines, though. Depending upon the spot here, we'll see what they do. Where's it going to go to?
Still marking that up.
They're going to call it about the 23-yard line, 1st and 10 there.
Out of bounds, 23-yard line. Will be 1st and 10 for Mitchell.
A little bit more of a defensive struggle than expected.
Yeah, it looked in the first quarter like both teams were going to move the ball up and down the field, but now the defenses have stood up.
Both teams seem to have a fairly good understanding of what the other team wants to do to them.
They both do a lot of the same things. Pop it up inside, this time getting good yardage. Coming downfield, moving out there nicely is number 22, that's Al Rich. And that time they just surprised him right through that offensive line.
Chad Thompson kept that from becoming a touchdown by just fighting off the block, but a huge gain. Trojans get the field spread out on him. You see
Rich is just looking to go. Yeah, good after he fought off the block. Nice play there.
And that hit so quick because of the play action continuing, the fake pitch to...
Absolutely. Absolutely. Stoner to throw. Has a receiver. This time gets it out there. It'll be a short gain, though, as he gets it up to number 25, Matt Varana. And Varana has about a 3-4 yard gain there.
Mitchell
Second
offense,
down and 6. Sorry.
The Mitchell offense starting to get untracked. It appears the Trojans may be trying to key on Isaac Haley just a little too much, and they're letting Rich run wild up the middle.
Rich run well, and also Stoner, who can throw the ball.
Haley has not really had that many touches of the ball in this game.
No, he hasn't. Might be saving him for a big second half. Here's a handoff, though. He is hit immediately, though. He's going to get a good gain out there. Hit right away by number 31, Jake Shank. He'll get a couple out of that.
Shank, the junior, as the season went on, getting a lot more playing time.
Haley quick hit there, but Jake was right there to pull him down. Now up 3rd down and 5. I wonder if they are keeping it on a play clock here, because it does seem as though Mitchell is taking a long time to get their plays in and called at the line of scrimmage. I mean, Stoner has usually been coming up, looking over to defense, and then making the call, as he is right now. I mean, he's taking quite a bit of time. Here's the option. He'll get the first down inside Trojan territory to the 44-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10.
The first time the option comes out of the bag today, Trojans fail to remember the key rule, and that's to force the pitch. Stoner right here just turns it upfield.
Gain of 8 or 9 on the play. First down, Mitchell.
Trying to make the play there was Sean Wing, and Wing was going out. I don't know if his responsibility is the quarterback or not.
Stoner looking up at the defense as he walks to the huddle.
Fakes the handoff, looking downfield, has some pressure, has the pass away, intercepted. Gabe Munoz at the 30, needs some blocks, gets outside about the 38-yard line. Big turnover there as Stoner just simply overthrew the ball. Munoz comes up with it right in his hands, and the Trojans get the first turnover of the ball game.
Trojans made Stoner uncomfortable in the pocket that time, overthrows his receiver.
Great pressure here, as you see. Lots of Trojans coming at him. And there's the pass. It just floated on him. I tell you what, though, we missed it. There was not an open receiver. It was pretty good coverage downfield. He threw right into coverage and paid for it.
And throwing off balance on the run.
That'd have been a time right there for Stoner if he had it back and just thrown it out of bounds. Gabler looking long. He'll throw the ball off his back foot right into coverage. Oh, and nearly coming down with it was Brad Morse. Whoa, he threw that right into coverage. Luckily, that was not intercepted. Morse nearly came down with that.
Once again, Gabler on the back foot.
Yep. Tell you what, he's going to have to stop doing that because he is going to pay for a pass like that, especially right into coverage. Very fortunate. We didn't have back turnover.
Just getting uncomfortable with the amount of time it's taken his receivers to get open.
Yeah, good coverage, by the way. There was a lot of dark shirts around him. Here's DeFalco trying to get outside. He's going to get good yardage. He's going to get it 6 yards, bringing up 3rd down and 4. Ball at the 45-yard line.
Gain of 6, 3rd and 4 for Longmont.
So right now, both teams, outside of their scoring drives, getting some good yardage between
about the 20s, 30s. Yeah, about the 30s.
Between the 30s, but then their drives are stopping.
Gabler looking over the defense now on this big third down play. Single back again to Falco. Here they're going to do their own option here. Here's the pitch. Oh, he throws it out there. I don't know where the ball's at.
Out of bounds, it looked like. So
it looked like, yes. Went out of bounds. Fortunate there for the Trojans. That will bring up 4th down and 7.
We'll take a look at it here, and the Trojans just cannot run the option this tentative.
No.
Gabler here hasn't made his decision.
Oh, boy.
He's got, as soon as he sees the numbers on the front of the defensive player, that's when he's got to pitch. He can't wait till the pitchman or till the defensive player gets into him.
Now, he did try to throw the pitch to where the running back was to come to, but that went right out of bounds, unfortunately. Good kick, though. Ball does squib down out. Oh, it's going towards the end zone. Oh, they can't get to it. Oh, my. Wow. That's too bad. That ball was rolling right along the sidelines there. Did not go out of bounds.
58-yard punt.
Yes.
Looked like it was going to turn up roses for the Trojans.
And we'll take a chance here to go to Jeff Lindroth. Jeff?
Longmont Trojan John Peterson is been diagnosed as having ligament damage in his knee. Doctors are attending to him, and he will not return today. Back up to you, gentlemen.
Bad news for the Trojans.
Yeah.
Bad news. When we saw the Trojans earlier this year, they were struggling at the corners. Thompson, one of the guys that led them some stability there, so now the Trojans have to come in with another cornerback.
Here's the quick hitter, getting it out for good yardage, trying to break through. Ball past the 30 to about the 31. That will be a 1st down. Got to the Z back there. Brana, yes.
Brana, just really an extended handoff, as it's I believe most people refer to it as an X screen, 1 step up, 1 step back. Brana, good job running with the ball. Munoz with the tackle.
Yeah, Munoz comes up there, cuts the legs out from underneath him. You know, the Trojans have been relatively injury-free this whole season, so you hate to see a ligament damage. And if they advance along in these playoffs, pretty unlikely that they'll be able to come back from that.
Peterson, as we said, just a freshman.
Same play again, other way. Getting away, getting upfield for good yardage. That is number 81, Matt Gortner. And Gortner has about 7 yards. Second down now for the Mitchell Marauders. Ball at about the 38-yard line.
Trojan defense been on the field quite a bit here in the last 5 minutes.
Most of this second quarter, Mitchell has had the ball, although they've been unable to get it in the end zone. Here's a handoff up the middle, breaking through and getting up to the 1st down is number 22, Al Rich. And again, that's enough for the 1st down. That quick hitter up the middle has worked.
We've talked about Stoner's arm, but Stoner very good with the play action. And it's very hard to tell when he's sliding that ball off to the fullback.
That'll get the 1st down. Ball at the 45-yard line.
So Mitchell trying to put together a long, sustained drive. 3:11 left in the quarter.
Yeah, this has been a quick second quarter. We had a long first quarter, but a quick second quarter. Stoner fakes the handoff. Looking, in trouble, gets it away. His pass is complete. Gets that ball to Wayne Burton. Ball at about the 49-yard line in Trojan territory. 2 minutes, 50 seconds remaining here in the first half. Second down and a long 3 for the Marauders.
Right now, the Marauders doing a very good job altering their game plan here. Not altering it, but variating with what they're running. Pass and throw, mixing it up well. Got the Trojans back on their heels just a little bit.
Yeah, they're doing a good job right now taking what the Trojans defense will give them and getting it done. Here's the quick hitter. And Rich will get near the 1st down, but he'll be about a yard short. It'll bring 3rd down and 1. And we'll be back right after this. 1 minute, 51 seconds remaining here in the first half. 3rd down and 1 for the Mitchell Marauders. Stoner looking over the defense again. Oh, there's some movement. This will be a break for the Longmont Trojans. A huge break there.
Looks like Doyle just gets a little early start.
Yep, Will Doyle jumped.
Take a look at it here. Looking down the line of scrimmage, Longmont player nudges in a little bit. Doyle comes in. Lengthen this play out to 3rd and a long 6.
Yeah, we'll call it 7
Almost
here.
7.
Yeah, we'll call it 3rd down and 7. That was a big penalty there. Only the 2nd penalty against them. Romeo relatively penalty 3.
Trojan defense a little confused there by the formation that time.
Here's the pitch. Get the ball to Rich. He has some room. If he can get to the first down marker, he does. He's down inside the 40 to about the 39-yard line. Big play there by the Marauders.
That time, with the confusion going on the field for the Trojans, they need somebody to step up and call timeout. They've got all their timeouts left, and we only got 1:07 in the quarter, but they give up the big play after being confused at the line of scrimmage.
You're absolutely correct. With 1:07 left in the first half, if you've got a confusion, especially on a big 3rd down and 7 yards, you need to come up there and play big. And you're absolutely right. That would have been a good time to call the timeout. Instead, the Marauders have 1st and 10 ball just inside the 40-yard line, trying to drive here. Clock was stopped as they got out of bounds with 1:07 remaining. Stoner looking under some pressure, gets it away, throws right into coverage again. Gets away with it as the ball went out of bounds. Trying to get the ball to number 6, Adam Sandoval.
Let's take a look at the replay here. Looks like the ball may have been tipped at the line of scrimmage. See Stoner setting up. And pressure in.
It might have been tipped. Ball came off his hand clean. I think Kurt Weilup, our producer, got that one right. That ball wobbled just as soon as it went right by the Trojan player. Brings up 2nd down and 10. Stoner looking again under pressure. Screen back the other way. They've got it. Have a lot of room out here. And getting down for good yardage. And that is Jeff Smith, the tight end, 6 foot, 180-pound tight end junior.
The Trojans potentially were in a lot of trouble that time. Everybody on the right side of the field. And they throw the screen back across the field there. You see Smith taking up field. You'll see number 18, Chad Thompson coming into the play, makes a good open field tackle. And we're going to have a timeout here real quick by the Trojans.
And with 51 seconds remaining here in the first half, it gives us a chance to salute IBM. Take control of your life and your body. Say no to people and things that not only hurt you, but also make you surrender yourself. You are important whether you think so or not. Use your energy to develop skills which will prepare you for your personal, professional, and family future. Stay in school and say no to drugs, alcohol, and abuse. This reality bite is from IBM. Just another way IBM connects with young people.
Once again, thanks to IBM for the great sponsorship of the IBM Game of the Week.
We certainly appreciate it. 1st down and 10. 51 seconds remaining in the first half. Ball at the 29-yard line. Mitchell trying to get into the locker room. Game is tied at 7. They want to take the lead. Stoner hands the ball off, and in trouble this time. The defense was swarming all over.
Rich that time on the carry.
It was Jeff Smith who ran the ball there. Or Rich, excuse me. You are right. My mistake.
No,
it was.
I believe it was Haley.
I think it was Haley. Ball's thrown out to the set. It is inbound still, so that's a break for the Trojans. Ball at about the 25-yard line or so. They have to call timeout in that situation. And this gives us a chance also to thank our other sponsors of the Channel 3 game of the week, including IBM,
Blackjack Pizza,
First National Bank,
Quiznos Classic Subs,
Front Range Indoor Flea Market,
First Bank of Longmont,
the Prudential LTM Realtors,
Hornby Ford,
and Grease Monkey of Longmont. Again, stop by, say thank you to our sponsors. Let them know you saw them here on Channel 3. They want to keep these games going.
And if you notice the little blank spot in there, that's an open slot for your business to put in an advertisement.
Oh, well done. Well done. Pat on the back for that one. That's right. Your business can go there. Very good. Very good. 3rd down and 6. 20 seconds. 20 seconds remaining here in the first half. On this 3rd down play, they're going to about have to go towards the first down. They're going to set up the screen again. Coming up, oh, big play there. Nice play there by number 35 for the Trojans, Brent Friesen.
Friesen that time, just a big hit. Maintained his assignment. We'll take a look at it here.
Boy, Friesen came through. There was like 3 blockers out there, too, and he came right through with a big tackle as Rich was unable to go anywhere. That'll be 4th down and 11 now. We also want to thank Superwash Car Wash for their sponsorship. 8 seconds now remaining in the first half, so this will basically likely be the last game. I would figure the Marauders have to send everybody down into the end zone and try and throw it in there. There's really not enough time with their timeout situation. I believe they've used all theirs up.
Now from the 30-yard line, figure about a 10-yard drop. This ball needs to go 40 yards in the air. Talking to some of the people here at Gary Berry Stadium prior to the game, they said that they've seen Stoner throw the ball 65 yards in the air with relative ease.
Well, the wind's blowing across the field from left to right or from west to east. West to east. 8 seconds remaining. 2 receivers. Stoner dropping back. 3 Trojans coming in with the pressure. Getting some good pressure. Here's the throw down into the end zone. Ball throwing. I tell you what, he had a chance actually to pull that in. That was number 31 for the Mitchell Marauders. Don't have a number on that. Or 81, I take it back. Number 81, Matt Gortner. So at the end of a half of play, we have a tie ball game. 7-7 between the Longmont Trojans and the Mitchell Marauders. We thought we'd see a lot more scoring the way they both moved in the first quarter, but in the second quarter, a real defensive battle. We'll be back for more of IBM Game of the Week preliminary state playoffs halftime right after this.
You don't have to search far to find the best tasting pizza. Just call Blackjack right here in Longmont. Locally owned and operated, Blackjack has the largest selection of all your favorite toppings, with our dough and sauce made fresh daily. Our talented team of pizza makers take pride in creating the best pies every time you order. So why call anywhere else? With carry-out, dine-in, delivery, and weekly specials, you can't go wrong with Blackjack. Visit Blackjack Pizza today or call 776-1900 for takeout or delivery.
Shop the world without leaving town. Front Range Indoor Flea Market has the old and the new, the exotic and the familiar, all under one roof. Visit Front Range Indoor Flea Market, 1420 Florida Avenue in Longmont.
All of us have getting older to look forward to. Although there can be some downsides, at First National Bank, it can be an advantage. Hello, I'm Dorothy Weibel, Customer Service Representative of First National Bank. If you are 60 and better, you qualify for a Spirit account for seniors. Of course, there are no monthly service charges, and just look at all the other advantages. The best is you'll be invited to attend the numerous trips, seminars, and activities that First National sponsors. First National Bank, 4th and Main, member FDIC.
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to Grease Monkey. How can I help you today?
At Grease Monkey, an oil change is only one of 20 different items we offer from our service menu. like our comprehensive Care Pack service, which includes an oil change, filter, and lube, plus an 18-point care check, all in just 10 minutes. Whether it's engine, transmission, or the differential, Grease Monkey's menu of services will help protect your automobile and maximize your gas mileage. Visit Grease Monkey in Longmont at 1230 Florida Avenue.
Carl Hanna, why do so many people like to do it themselves?
Do what?
Wash their car in one of your 4 self-service bays.
I don't know. I think some people like to make sure they get a clean car. I guess some people are just real particular. Of course, it could be that they just have fun playing with the water, you know.
Superwash, now with 2 locations, North Main and South Florida Avenue next to Safeway.
And we're back here for the IBM Longmont Channel 3 Game of the Week State Playoff Preliminary Round. There you see the score, all tied up at 7. Both teams moved the ball, as Greg mentioned, between the 30s, basically. But the defenses were able to stand up and make the plays. So we had just the 2 scores, both of them coming in the first quarter. So as we go into this halftime, very little turnovers, only 1 turnover by the Marauders, as that was an interception that Gabe Munoz had. That did not lead to any points. The teams have been moving the ball well, but the defenses have made their efforts and their adjustments, and they're doing a pretty good job. Let's take a chance now for our IBM Academic Tribute. Today we're going to feature Mary Fitzgerald of Skyline High School.
The IBM Academic Tribute is a video recognition of outstanding high school students in the Longmont community. These students have gone above and beyond what is expected of them in the classroom. IBM feels the community should recognize these students' accomplishments and share in their triumphs. Here is this week's IBM Academic Tribute recipient.
Longmont Channel 3 and IBM continue their academic tributes. Today we are at Skyline High School talking with Mary Fitzgerald, a senior with a 4.0 grade point average. Mary, tell us about some of the different activities you're involved with here at Skyline.
Well, I'm in varsity volleyball, tennis, and swimming, and I'm also in student government and honor society.
What are your plans after you graduate from Skyline High School?
I'm hoping to attend CSU or CU and major in some type of biology.
Stay tuned for the conclusion of the IBM Game of the Week.
Delicious oven-baked classic subs from Quiznos. Eat, be happy.
Visit either of our 2 locations in Gun Barrel Square or the Twin Peaks Mall in Longmont.
In the constantly changing world of real estate, there is one company with the advantage of a name recognized by 98% of Americans, and the people who can deliver results as solid as the rock. The Prudential, rock solid in real estate.
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to Grease Monkey. How can I help you today?
At Grease Monkey, an oil change is only one of 20 different items we offer from our service menu, like our comprehensive Care Pack service, which includes an oil change, filter, and lube, plus an 18-point care check, all in just 10 minutes. Whether it's engine, transmission, or the differential, Grease Monkey's menu of services will help protect your automobile and maximize your gas mileage. Visit Grease Monkey in Longmont at 1230 Florida Avenue. Formby Ford, we're your small, friendly dealership in Fort Lupton. Some people think we have to pay more for our cars than the big Denver dealerships. Well, that's not the case. Every dealer pays the same amount for a particular model. But with Formby's low overhead, we can give you a good price. Our low-key, no-pressure philosophy will help you decide on the right car at the right price.
And that's the way I like to do business.
Formby Ford, Highway 85 and Weld County Road 16 in Fort Lupton. Just 20 minutes from Boulder, Denver, and Longmont.
And we are back here for the second half of the Longmont Channel 3 IBM Game of the Week. Tie score at 7 at Gary Berry Stadium between the Longmont Trojans and the Mitchell Marauders. And both teams did a good job moving the ball here. DeFalco has 95 yards of rushing, and Gabler has a couple of catches for 32 yards. Or rushes, that is, excuse me, for 2 rushes, but the passing is 32 yards for Gabler.
But just 3 for 8.
3 for 8, yes.
8 on the day.
127 total yards.
No turnovers for the Trojans. You look at the other side of the ball here real quick. 117 yards rushing for Mitchell, 72 yards passing. Stoner having a fairly decent day, 10 for 15, 1 interception,
and 72
yards, and a total of 189 yards. First downs, 10 for the Trojans, 11 for Mitchell. Penalties, 1 for 5 and 2 for 10.
Squib kick there, ball is dropped. It's picked up, and they're going to have field position at right about the 28-yard line there. First and 10 for the Trojans at that spot. So as you can tell by those stats there, it's 127 total yards for the Trojans to looking at 189 for Mitchell. So it was pretty good up and down the field action for both teams in the first quarter, but the second quarter, the Mitchell defense was able to shut down Longmont, just like Longmont did not allow Mitchell into the end zone either. DeFalco again, the single back, they hand the ball to him. Trying to get outside, but good pursuit there, and he is brought down by number 22, Al Rich.
Adam Sandoval doing a good job forcing, actually opposite of what he's supposed to do. He forced DeFalco outside. As soon as he went outside, the rest of the Mitchell Marauder defense was there.
Rich there came on quickly and was able to make a good play. Again, just underway here in the second half. First possession for the Trojans. Gabler looking, has the pass, has the completion, and good yardage there. Went out to number 88, Ryan Smith, the senior, 6'3", 165-pound tight end. Gets it out to the 45-yard line for the touchdown, and he is a broken tackle away from an end zone.
Right there, this is the best pass Aaron Gabler's thrown today. Into coverage, this hits him into the seam. And the tight end is supposed to play a big role today for the Trojans. Ryan Smith, senior.
That gets the first down for the Trojans at the 45-yard line. There's a handoff quickly to DeFalco. He's going to try to fight ahead for a couple of yards and stood up after about a 2-yard gain.
Trojans need to exploit that aggressive defense. You see that as soon as they hand off the ball, you see a lot of blue, dark blue shirts flying to the ball. Look for the Trojans to try to exploit that, maybe misdirection or maybe even a reverse. They've got Noah Stiles out there with great speed. Haven't seen a lot of him today. Kraft out there, also good speed.
Second down and 8. Here's the pitch. DeFalco cuts around and gets into Marauder territory at about the 49, 48-yard line. And we'll go ahead and take a chance here to talk with Jeff Lindroth. Jeff?
Coming off the field at halftime, Longmont coach Gordon Kramer expressed disappointment. His team was making small, fundamental mistakes that he thinks cost them perhaps 1, maybe 2 scores. And Tom Sandoval of Mitchell, head coach of Mitchell, was really concerned with his team's intensity. He says they're executing okay, but they just don't have the intensity level we'd like to see. Must have been some motivational speeches at halftime. Let's look for more intensity from both teams in the second half. Back upstairs to you, gentlemen.
We see Gabler checking off at the line of scrimmage real quick to Kraft.
Good play there.
It'll be a first down.
He saw he had single coverage out there on the by the corners up on the line, just playing off it just a very little bit. Got the quick pass out there to Kraft for the first down. Take a look here on the replay.
Real quick, 2-step drop.
Quick hitch there by Kraft. He just runs down, stops, get the ball to him. First and 10, and ball in Marauder territory at the 42-yard line. Trojans took their first drive of the first half down into the end zone, trying to do the same thing here in the second half. DeFalco gets about 4 yards or so on that play before he is hit and knocked back.
Well, Mitchell flying to the ball now. motivational speech at halftime. Looks like it may have had some impact. We have not seen the offense. I would say that if he had a problem with motivation, it was probably more with the offensive set than it was the defensive set, as Mitchell's defense has looked very good today.
Thanks to Jeff Lindroth for talking with both coaches. Here's handoff to DeFalco. He breaks ahead. He gets the ball to about the 34-yard line. And that's going to bring up third down and a long two.
Ramey and Rodriguez on the stop for Mitchell. Here by DeFalco down to the
third down conversion. Very important on this drive.
Opportunity here for the Trojans. Yeah, they want to keep this alive.
Trojans not that good today on the third down conversions.
No. Have had their problems. Again, the power backfield, handoff to DeFalco. He's in a lot of trouble trying to get up there, but he will get maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Probably lost a little bit on that play. And that's going to bring up fourth down and 3. Yeah, he lost about a half yard.
Trojans discussing if they want to go for it.
Yeah. In this situation, I would say try to go for it, because unless you can think you can really pin them down inside the 10-yard line, field goal too long and a punt more than likely goes into the end zone.
And remember the fact that Aaron Gabler is your punter, so you could line up in a fake punt formation.
Nope, they're going to go straight with the straight go for it here on fourth down and 3. DeFalco to single back. Fake the handoff, a lot of pressure. Gabler in trouble, gets the pass away. If he can get to Morse, he would have had the first down. The ball was thrown behind, though. Too much pressure, and Morse was unable to turn around and get his hands on the ball. And that'll mean the turnover on downs. Mitchell will get the ball at about the 35-yard line. First and 10 from there.
The Trojans really thought the naked bootleg was going to work today. Gabler, good foot speed himself, but Mitchell is just running the pressure at him on that naked boot so hard that Gabler has not had time to get any opportunity to complete a pass.
Yeah, and again, he had to throw that one sort of off balance as he's heading towards the out-of-bounds marker. First down and 10. Quick handoff to Rich. Rich is going to get maybe back to the line of scrimmage. If he gained an inch, he gained 2. Be second down and 10.
This drive will give you a good indication of the adjustments the Trojans made at halftime. When the Trojans were in their championship run 3 years ago, they did not give up any second half points throughout the playoffs in those 3 years against the first team defense. That's the type of adjustment abilities that this Trojan coaching staff has.
Second down and 10. Dropping back, here's the quick slant. I'll tell you what, that was nearly a big play there. Ball goes through the hands, though, of number 25, Matt Varana. That'll bring up third down and 10. Take a look here at the replay.
Stoner in the pocket strong. Looked like it might have hit just the underside of the arm of one of the Trojans and caused that ball to be just a little different place than originally intended.
A little bit of direction change there. Brings up third down and long. Big play here for the Trojan defense. Here's some pressure. Here's some pressure. Oh, there was the pass over the middle. He did have number 45 out there. Jeff Smith is tight end open. Smith, though, was good 4 or 5 yards short of the first down. If he'd have caught it, he'd had to have raced to the first down marker.
That time, really good recognition by Stoner of the coverage. The Trojans were in a too-deep zone. Safety comes over to pick up the wide receiver. That gives you the tight end in the middle of the field that you're looking for there, and Stoner just not able to complete the pass. Been a little high today on some of the passes.
Yes, he has. That would very possibly have been first down yardage. He was open. Here's the snap. There's the kick. Wing just about gets underneath that. That ball goes out of bounds. We'll see where they're going to mark it up past the 30, 35, and they're going to stop at the 37. First and 10 there at the 37-yard line for the Longmont Trojans. So both defenses start this second half, Greg, with stopping the other team's offense from scoring. And we're about midway through with 6 minutes, nearly 6 minutes, that is, left in the third quarter. And neither team has scored since the first. Trojans with great field position, though.
If you'll remember, the Trojans scored on their first drive of the game on a 28-yard touchdown run by DeFalco, and here comes the reverse
Here it
we
is.
talked about.
Trying to get outside, but great pursuit there. Great effort there on Chris Shack as the pursuit just cut him down. Short gain, if anything.
To continue that thought, on the second possession for Mitchell, they score on a long 27-yard run, I believe it was, for Haley for the touchdown. And since then, we've had a lot of play just in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
One turnover by the Marauders on offense, and the Trojans just stalling out on third down.
Yep, on their last drive, of course, they turned it over on down. So you're right, a lot of play in between the 30s, as you mentioned. No one able to get in the end zone. Here is the option play, and Gabler keeping the ball. Gets it to about the 41-yard line.
Gets out to about the 41-yard line.
That'll be a gain of about 4 yards or so on that.
And this could be a huge loss for Mitchell right now. Al Rich down, having trouble getting off the field. Take a look at the replay there. Gabler may be entertaining some thoughts of still trying to pitch that ball.
I think he was.
But
I think he was. Yes, this is big,
right
though.
now, Michael, the story lies right there on the field near the 47-yard line with Al Rich. Banged up leg, can't come on, couldn't make it off the field. Tried on 2 different attempts to get off under his own power, and you see him laying there now.
It looked like his knee was what he was favoring as he tried to come off the field. And that is a big loss because he's had a great game on offense as well as his contributions on defense. But where they'll lose him the most is on offense.
The little fullback trap that he's been running all day for number 22, Al Rich. So effective from the offensive side. And you see him making his way off the field there, really favoring that knee. And for the Mitchell Marauders, you hope that's just a little stinger.
Yeah, hopefully he'll be able to come back into the ball game. Third down now and 6.
Trojans
looks him over.
Trojans a crucial third down conversion.
He waits. Oh, the pass there was trying to get that out to Josh Kraft, but the pass was low and Kraft slid but was unable to get it. So again, the defense holds.
With the ball at the 41-yard line, is this when you see the fake punt attempt by the Trojans?
I don't think so at this point because it's a tie game, and I would hate to give the ball over to the Marauders in your own territory at the 41 in a tie game.
Especially with the distance, 6 yards, almost 7 yards.
Yeah. And the defense of the Trojans has done well also. That ball went off the side of his foot. Let's see how far down it goes. It's going to bounce inside the 20. They're going to let it roll. Good roll down to about the 15-yard line. About a 41-yard punt there. Well, we'll call it 40-yard punt to the 16. So a good kick there by Gabler.
Going to get a look there at Rich as they're checking the stability of the knee there.
With the trainer there on the trainer's table.
That usually means that they suspect some kind of damage.
And Stoner brings his team back in. He was over here working on his passing on the sideline while his defense was in there stopping the Trojans.
Deep pitch to Haley.
Haley has the ball. Verano was in motion. Haley turns it up and gets outside. We're going to have a penalty flag, though, on the play. See what that call is. Likely to come back here.
A rare sight today.
Yeah.
Just 3 penalties coming up to this one. This is in the area of a clip or a holding.
A holding, yep. That's the call. Hold. Trojans definitely, of course, will take this since it was enough for first down yardage. Now, the holding came downfield, about 8 yards downfield. So, as you see, Colorado Springs version, the Mitchell Marauders version of the Barrel Man.
But if you look closely at it, that is a Rubbermaid garbage can, so maybe we should call him the garbage can man.
Garbage can
the
man.
Can
There
man.
you go, the can man. I like that. The
But
can man.
back to the thought you were talking about how the spot of the foul
Yes.
was up at the 20, I believe it was 24. So the running back actually gets 8 yards on the carry, and then they penalize it from there back.
For a 10-yard loss. on the penalty. So that makes it first down and about 12, 13 yards. Looking, has the player over the middle. Good reception outside. Trying to turn the corner, and that is the Z-back, Matt Varana. Varana has the ball past the 40 to the 42-yard line. Lots of pressure by the defense, but Varana just dragged over the middle, Greg. Found a soft spot in the seam in the zone there, and came over with the big catch. You'll see here on the play. Lots of pressure, but he was wide open.
You're going to see Barry Hansen, who has the coverage responsibility, just can't stay with Varana across the field. And one more time today, Chad Thompson has to make the big open field tackle.
Coming in has had a good game today.
Handoff right up the middle.
Haley.
Lots of speed.
Haley,
see ya.
Foot race. He gets away. Here he goes, 20, 10, 5. He'll score. Touchdown. Haley, Isaac Haley. A run
63-yard run for Haley.
Yards. Wow.
Out of the deep draw. Runs that little draw up the middle. And the Trojan coaching staff said if he gets outside, you're not going to catch him. That time he had a lot of room right up the middle. You're going to see it here. The deep handoff.
Great blocking.
Missed tackle by the
Munoz, a missed tackle.
And Haley just turns on the burners. You're not going to catch Isaac Haley.
With 3:50 to go here in the third quarter, the Marauders have taken a lead 13-7, and they're going to line up here for the extra point. Adam Sandoval to attempt it. He is on the field for the kick. There's the snap, the spot. Kick is good. So the Marauders at home have taken a 7-point lead. 14-7 here in the third quarter.
And as we take a look at the drive chart on that drive there, not what you want to see if you're a Trojan fan. 3 plays, 84 yards, 53 seconds off the clock.
You know, that's the thing also, as we talked about, Coach Tom Sandoval and, of course, Gordon Kramer both said as their keys to the game, do not give up the big play. And that there was a big play, scoring a touchdown on a 63-yard touchdown run for the Mitchell Marauders is Isaac Haley. So Haley's got to be nearing the 100-yard plateau as well with that run. .106, as a matter of fact. Thank you.
Isaac Haley now with a big afternoon, 106 yards. We'll have to talk to our new stat guy today, Michael Seedorf, over there, and tell him that he can talk through us through the headsets. We can hear him.
We can hear him, that's right.
So we don't need the sign language, Mike.
There's the ball bouncing around, bouncing around, bouncing around. Oh, hit hard. Driven back there. Big hit. A number 28, Ryan White, a 5'7", 130-pound cornerback who was back there for kick coverage. That ball bounced around.
If Mitchell didn't have the intensity before, they are fired up now as they've got Big Mo, the momentum on their side. Trojans got to come out now and have a sustained drive. If they don't come out and get at least 1 or 2 first downs, they could be in trouble.
Absolutely. They have to, as you mentioned, maybe not necessarily crucial to score, but they've got to not allow the ball to go back. Here's a screen. DeFalco has the ball at the 20, turns the corner, 25, 26, 27-yard line, where it'll bring up 2nd down and 3 there. But yeah, you're right. They have to keep their defense off the field for a little bit and get some first downs here to stop the swing of the pendulum back to the Marauders on
we'll
offense.
See the play here. Once again, the pressure just so quick in there. You see a good block, not holding. He's got his hands inside the framework of his body, but 66 there for the Trojans gives that little extra room. Sean Wing gives DeFalco a little extra room on the play.
His hand off to DeFalco, fighting up the middle. He's going to be near first down yardage. Depends upon the spot. They're going to be right on the 30-yard line. If you're at the 30, when you start at the 20, that's a first down.
Well, the sticks are just a little bit behind the 20-yard line, so once he got to the line, 1st and 10 for the Trojans.
Yep.
They really need to get a couple more first downs here because the first 2 plays, they do it quick.
We have a equipment timeout here. Going off
number 45, Jeff Smith, holding his knee pad. And
now he has to come out for a play. You have no choice. You have to go out for a play. When you go out, either with an injury or an equipment problem, you cannot come back in. You have to stay out for 1 play.
Well, Jeff Smith, they list him at linebacker, and at 6 foot, 180 pounds, a lot bigger guy came in for him. Number 53, I believe
that was
it was.
Brad Haynes at 6 foot, 208 pounds. Here's the quick hitter.
Double pass.
Double pass looking, setting up here. Morris is over the middle. He has the catch. Ball at the 48-yard line. He's very happy about that.
We talked about Shaq being in the competition next year for starting quarterback. And just a little double pass there right behind the line of scrimmage. Hits Brad Morris up the sidelines.
Brad Morris was open, and it was a good pass there by Shaq as he put it right on the money. There was some defenders around there, though. Nice spiral. But you see the defenders were there. That was just a good pass.
And Ramey, a big hit. Morris lucky to hold on to the ball with that big hit from behind.
I believe that's his first reception of the game. 1st and 10, ball inside the Marauder territory at the 47. We're going to have a penalty, Shaq moved early.
Shaq just a little quick off the line of scrimmage, so the Trojans make a couple big plays, get themselves back in the hole, 1st and 15. Smith will come back into the ball game.
Comes back in, and going out of the game will be number 53, Brad Haynes. Now, Shaq took off just a little bit early there, and it was a costly penalty. Puts the ball back inside Marauder territory at the 48-yard line. You see Gabler looking over the defense. Hand off to Falco. The Falco gets ahead for only a couple. About a 2-yard gain. He'll bring up 2nd down and 13 ball at midfield.
One of the things a little double pass play by the Trojans did was backed off some of the guys off the line of scrimmage. Mitchell's been sitting up looking run first, pass second, and relying on their speed to get back there. And they've been using the speed to put so much pressure on Gabler that he hasn't had time to complete the pass. Double pass, bought time for Shaq to find the open receiver.
Gabler's looking. This time he has time. Throws the ball again. Going up for it. Tip drill, intercepted. It's number 33, Mark Ramey. He has a wall. Blockers. He's down the sideline and knocked out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. We have an injured Longmont player. And Greg, I want to say real quick, again, Gabler threw off his back foot.
He just does not look comfortable in the pocket. And you can see right before he starts to throw, he just sets way back on the back foot. You see him here.
Look at that right there,
Just leaning back, and you cannot throw the ball as far as you need to off that back foot. Ramey on the interception and a very good return.
Yeah. That was Ryan Smith, the tight end. He is down over on the Trojan sidelines as he was injured, came over there, tried to get involved in the tackle, was knocked down. And we're going to have I believe they're going to call a clipping, and I believe that's because of the injury that's gone to Ryan Smith as he was cut down on that play.
If the play was made on Smith, they would have marked it off and brought that.
No, it was a personal foul. It was a personal foul. So I don't know if what happened to Smith is what drew the personal foul, but it'll be 1st and 25 because the penalty came after the play. Now, if it would have come during the play, then they would have marked off the 15 yards, 1st and 10 from there. So that was a dead ball personal foul, a huge break. The turnover is bad, but they hurt themselves, or the Trojans get a break, I should say. Marauders hurt themselves on 1st and 25 now. In motion, Stoner looking, he gets away. He's going to throw deep. Has the receiver open. If he can get underneath it. Oh, he could not get to it. Number 81, Matt Gortner was there. And there's another flag down.
And Gortner landing on the football. He is knocked out of breath. If you've played any kind of football, you know what happened here. He has just got the wind knocked out of him.
Well, he laid out and just crashed right down on his chest. We'll see what the penalty is here. They're talking to the Trojans. It's going to go against the Marauders. Good job there of getting away by Stoner. He just laid this out.
That ball traveled a long distance. Our stats guys are saying 55, but I'm thinking that ball went a little farther than that.
They're telling us in the truck that he slipped and fell on his hand, so the injury might be more than just knocking the wind out of his stomach. Or out of his lungs, I should say. Now, I don't know if did they not call it? There was a penalty flag down, and I'm not sure if they picked up that flag or what.
because the down marker changed, because of the change there, and we'll see the end of it here.
See if his hand is what gets injured on this play. Yeah, I think he's holding his hand.
Looks like it may be hand or shoulder injury the way he rolled over.
I think it is his arm. Yeah, good call from the truck there.
Now I'm going to take the stats guys to task here as you've got Gortner laying on the 12-yard line where the ball came in. So you got 38 yards to the 50. You got another 21 to the line of scrimmage. So that's 59. Plus Stoner was about 7 yards deep. He threw that ball about 66 yards in the air.
He really laid it out there. I mean, that was a great effort. And I tell you what, in Gortner, he almost overthrew Gortner, and Gortner was streaking the whole way downfield, wide open, a big break for the Trojans. And I guess they've waved off that penalty flag, Greg.
Well, what I want to talk about is the fact that we like Everett Montgomery's press box because we can't see our stats guys when we give them a hard time. Here in the booth, they got a window looking right into us, and we're learning all kinds of new things as they're telling us we don't like their math on the pass.
I'll come over here and slap you around a little bit. I like their math, by the way. Second down, 25. Stoner looking. The pass is away, too high for Haley. Good pressure again. Trojans defense has had good pressure the whole time.
Sean Wing that time on the coverage.
And Harvey has also been in there doing a good job as well.
Now I've got a question for you, Michael. Sean Wing, 5'9", 180 pounds, nose guard, out there defending the pass in the flat.
Yeah, I know. I do not, and that's not the first time that has happened.
He's been down the field a few times.
I don't know if they're pulling him out, bringing the linebacker in, expecting him to drop back in coverage. That's the only thing I can explain there, is they're bringing the linebacker on the blitz and expecting Wing to pull out and do the coverage.
Looks like what they're doing is they're putting Wing as they're moving him around quite a bit, so he's really playing linebacker.
He looks like he's playing line. The ball up the middle, and they're going to get about 6-8 yards on that. They'll be well short of the first down, though.
Adam paid on the carry there, and Trojans that time more than happy to give up just a short gain.
Yeah, they'll give up a 5-yard run. Fourth down and 18 now. Yeah, no doubt about it. They'll give up a 5-6 yard run. They don't have any problem with that. Fourth down and likely here a punt to come from Matt Verana.
So, Michael, with 37 seconds, Trojans will have to come back into the wind if they're going to throw their way back into this ball game.
There's the kick. Coming down, caught by DeFalco at the 30, 40, has room, 45, and is hit about the 47-yard line. Good return, about a 17-yard return. Will give the Trojans good field position at the 47-yard line. 19 seconds left in the third, and we'll go to Jeff here for a quick injury report. Jeff?
I got good news about running back Al Rich of Mitchell High School, who went down earlier this quarter. He has a slight bruise of the knee, and the doctor says he'll be able to play later on in the game. And an update on John Peterson of Longmont. He has been taken to a hospital. It looks like he will need knee surgery, and of course will not return today. Back up to you, gentlemen.
First down pass gets out to Shack at about the 50-yard line. It'll be the last play of the third quarter. We'll come back and talk about that injury report here and everything as we hear the bad news. That'll be the end of the third quarter, and the Trojans will have a second down and 6. We'll call about 5. Second and 5 here when we come back for the fourth quarter of play. And the Mitchell Marauders lead the Longmont Trojans 14-7.
Hi, I'm Bill Shoemaker. First Bank is one of the largest employee-owned banks in the country, which means that each of our employees benefit by serving you in the best possible way. It means making financing easy for a new home, new car, home improvement, or any other worthwhile purpose. We also make it easy with full-service Saturday morning banking. Stop by any one of our 3 convenient Longmont locations.
And we're back here for the start of the fourth quarter, 14-7. The Marauders lead. 1 quarter left in somebody's season. Second down and 6. Trojans just inside Marauder territory. Gabler looking, throws. Ball's intercepted. Big play there.
Adam Pate, once again, coming up big. Gabler just throws into coverage.
Yep. You know, and he did have Shaq open along the sideline, but didn't get the ball up high enough. He never even saw Adam Pate. You'll see here on the replay, he's looking, and just throws, and Pate jumps up nicely, tips it up with one hand, pulls it in with the other, and that is a huge turnover here. Great field position for the Mitchell Marauders. Ball at the 49-yard line of the Longmont Trojans. So now the task is for the Longmont defense to hold the Marauders and get that ball back. A 2-score lead here might be very tough for the Trojan offense to come back from. Here's the pitch. Pass. Looks like Haley's going to throw as a player wide open. Munoz comes to it. Interception. 35. And he's going to be grabbed there. Cannot get away. Go back about the 34. Huge play there, though, as Haley threw right into coverage, and Munoz saw it the whole way.
Well, Munoz was able to see it the whole way because Haley gave it up early.
Yeah.
Haley comes over to the side, starts to pull the ball up to throw it, just as Munoz was starting to make his break in. You'll see it here. Haley,
he never
gives
tried to
it away.
Run. Yeah.
And he throws a wobbler up in the air. Munoz with a big turnover, big interception. Turnovers now even 2-2.
And all interceptions. Ball at the 33-yard line, 1st and 10. Big break for Longmont, right back. There's the pass to Shaq. He has it. He has the ball out past the 45 to the 46-yard line.
Shaq just really does a nice job catching the ball. We have yet to see him catch one in on the body. It's always the hands out there in the little triangle, bringing the ball in softly.
And that's what you're supposed to do if you're a receiver. Catch it with your hands, then bring it in.
That
nice
time Gabler saw it in the pocket, throws a nice strike out to the sideline. Maybe that'll get some of his confidence back after throwing 2 interceptions.
Here's the handoff to DeFalco. He has some blocking help out in front and gets about to the 50-yard line where it'll be 2nd down and 6 from there.
Really impressed with the job that Mitchell has done adjusting to the Trojan rushing game. DeFalco had about 70 yards on the first drive for the Trojans, and after that, they have shut him down on the day.
Yes, they have. It was only a gain of 3, so it's 2nd down and 7. Ball just inside Longmont territory at the 49-yard line.
DeFalco now 21 carries for 117 yards.
Uh-oh, here's a reverse attempt. Oh, they're going to do that. Oh, wide open is Shaq. Wide open downfield. If he can get to it, he cannot. Oh, man, was he open. Nobody was around, and the ball was overthrown by Gabler on the flea flicker there. Oh, man, was he open.
Chris Shaq just praying he can get to that ball. Gabler just throws it as hard as he can, and everything's late. Gabler once again off the back foot, but this time way over Shaq. And Mitchell caught flat-footed on the play.
Adam Pate was a bit shaken up on the play. He has to come out. And that might be good here in a 3rd down and obvious passing situation. 3rd down and 7 to get Pate out of there. He has an interception.
Adam Pate, the corner that came off that side and released Shaq. Mitchell's going to call a timeout. They see something they don't like.
Well, I don't think they had 11 players in there. If I can count real quick. I think they're short a player.
That's right. It looks like they were short.
They were short a player. Yeah, because, well, when Pate came out, they tried to get another player in there. It looked like they were trying to get number 65, Will Doyle, into the game. Doyle went in, then came out. And by the time they got everything straightened out, they had to call the timeout. So Mitchell burns a timeout with 10 minutes, 49 seconds remaining here in the game, the ball game, and again, the season for one of these two teams. The Trojans trailing by 7, 14-7. As we have here during this timeout, a chance here to look over this nice stadium they have down here. This is on the campus, actually, of Wasson High School here in Colorado Springs.
And while we're taking this time, obviously the Mitchell band playing very well and playing right below us here. And you were kind of surprised at some of the music selections earlier.
Yes, I liked it.
I believe one song was Iron Man, and they played a little bit of, was it Bowie? And
doing some Black Sabbath and David Bowie. Here's a big play, 3rd down and 7 for the Trojans. Gabler straight drop, has time, has the pass, has Shaq wide open at the 40. He cuts down inside the 35 to the 34-yard line.
And that pass had some zip on it there from Gabler, and once again you see Shaq catching the ball with the hands. Trojans, crucial third down conversion when they needed it.
Well, I tell you, was that ever? That was a gain of about 13, 14 yards. They had to have that, and they got it. See if Longmont can rise to the occasion now. Produce some points on this drive as they trail by a touchdown. DeFalco has a hole, breaks through, and has first down yardage down near the 20-yard line. A gain there of about 13, 14 yards. Call it 14 as they're going to mark it right about the 20.
Pate in on the tackle along with Ramey that time, but DeFalco, his longest carry in quite a while for the Trojans. And you see him just explode right there. Once he gets the hole, Mitchell runs right by him on the little stutter step.
Making one of the Mitchell Marauders miss him. 1st and 10. Ball just outside the 20-yard line. Coming up on 10 minutes to go in the game. Looking. There's the quick slant to Shaq. And he'll have about 6 to 8 yards.
Gain is down just inside 15, about the 14-yard line.
And that'll be
one of the things that Shaq is doing so well in today's ball game is finding an open hole in the zone.
Second down and 2. Here's the handoff to DeFalco, trying to break outside. He will get near the first down, or excuse me, well, it might be a little bit short there. Depends on the spot.
Down close to the 10. Doyle and Hockett.
The wind is kind of shifted here, Greg. We're getting more blowing in on us as we have the window open here from the south. So that will make a difference because the Trojans now have the wind at their back. And that is a big deal. The ball is at their back as they are trying to drive down here to get themselves at least tied in this game. 1st and 10. And that'll be 1st and goal. Here's the pass. Away. Kraft has a chance to get in. No, he didn't get there. We'll see where they make the spot.
It's going to be
damn
just
close.
short, about the half-yard line.
2nd down and goal. The ball's inside the 1-yard line. It's way inside the 1. It's right near the goal line.
This is going to be the power formation, but don't be surprised to see Gabler try to take it in himself. Number 41 checks into the backfield, and that's going to be Chris Stanton, 6 foot, 189 pounds at the fullback.
Yep. There's a hand up to DeFalco. He got in. He jumped up and got in easily. And there's the touchdown. Now it's a 1-point game. What do you do?
The Trojans are going to bring in Shaq. It looks like he's putting on the kicking equipment. So the Trojans looking to tie this ball game up. In the 2 overtime losses they had this year, Michael, Kramer went for 2 both times, trying to make sure he got maximum points. But right here, he's going to play it safe. Trojans may have to take a timeout.
Yeah, they got a problem. They're trying to get a player on the field. They're going to have to run him in there. Don't know if they're going to make it.
And that's going to be the up man, and that's Stanton, who was just out there blocking on the touchdown attempt.
And there's the kick. It is good. A big extra point kick there. Makes it a tie ball game. 9:19 remaining here in the game. 14-14. Great effort here by both of these teams.
We'll take a look here real quick at the Trojan scoring drive. 9 plays, 67 yards, 2:01 off the clock. So a quick drive for the Trojans. We talked about how they needed sustained drives to keep it going. Take a real quick look at that last drive by the Trojans. A couple big plays they missed on, but 4 passes within it, 5 runs. A couple nice pickups there for DeFalco, 14-yard pickup, another 7-yard pickup. So Trojans putting together a nice quick scoring drive.
And there's the kick by Wing to his back. Ball comes down at about the 10-yard line. And coming up with it is Mark Ramey. Ramey is battling his way up to about the 30-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 there for the Marauders. And again, tie ball game as Longmont comes back on a big drive. After they had given up an interception, Gabe Munoz comes right around, gets an interception back, and they came right down and converted the interception into 7 points to tie it up.
Last time we talked about how the Trojans had to come out and have a sustained drive, try to get the momentum back on their side. Same holds true for Mitchell here. They need to try to get some of this momentum back. If you remember midway through the third quarter, Mitchell was flying high. Remember this set from the last time we seen it? They shifted out of it, gave the Trojans all kinds of problems.
I'm doing it again.
It's a counter.
Here's the counter. Trojans got a defense, though. Very nice. Well done. Good effort there.
Brad Harvey refused to be blocked, stayed home on his disciplinary assignment.
And Josh Fisher, also 6 foot, 285, 10-pound defensive lineman, the senior, also helping out there on the tackle. Good play defensively.
You see 91 right there stringing it out. Fisher and Harvey doing outstanding jobs on the play.
Oh, there's a penalty flag down. They have a flag. They're talking to the Trojans, so it looks as though this will go against the Marauders.
Clipper hold territory here. It looks like it's possibly a hold because they are very specific about the spot at the 31-yard line.
They were talking about declining it, but now they're saying take it. I was going to say, if it's a 10-yard penalty, there's no way you decline it. I know you stopped them for no loss, but that's what it is. It'll be a 10-yard penalty back inside the 20 to the 19. You cannot turn down a 10-yard penalty to bring up 2nd down and 10 when you can have 1st and 20.
Especially against the big play offense of Mitchell.
Now you've got to push them back. Actually, that'll be about 22, actually, for the 1st down. Stoner brings them up. Looking, there's the quick hitter. Bouncing off, though, getting upfield for a decent gain there was number 21, James Dickey, a 5'8", 135-pound junior wide receiver. He bounces up for, looks like about a 10-yard, 10, 11, well, no, they're going to give him about 13 yards on the reception there.
You're going to see there.
Bad tackling there.
Just trying to be like the big defensive backs of the NFL now who just hit you down without using any wrap-up. Trojans got to be disciplined, got to wrap up and make the tackle.
Yeah, if you're going to hit him, you got to hit him low. You got to hit the legs. You can't hit the shoulders and expect to knock a guy down like that. 2nd down and 9. Here's the option again. Keeping the ball and getting about 3 yards or so is Stoner to about the 35-yard line, depending upon the spot here.
Trojans really need to force the quarterback to pitch. That's when the option becomes more defensible, is when you can force the early pitch. That time, they were more than content just to run down the line of scrimmage with him.
Yeah, the Marauders really didn't seal the end of the line of scrimmage, but none of the Trojans turned up to get to Stoner. He didn't get a big gain. It brings up a very makeable, though, 3rd down and 6, as they had a 1st and 22, but now it's very makeable at 3rd down and 6. Fake the handoff, as receivers dragging over the middle, looking. Here's the pass. It's too high, and Gabe Munoz was looking for another one. If Gabe gets that and turns the corner, the Trojans have the lead.
With the job that Gabe Munoz is doing today from the free safety position, maybe the Rockies ought to call him for their center field position.
Yeah.
Because Munoz is doing an excellent job back there of reading and breaking on the ball.
He's our player of the game. Our defensive key player. Excuse me. We're not going to yet say who our key player of the game will be.
I would hope so because I would like to have a vote.
The old vote thing, huh? I don't know.
Punt formation.
Here they go. Sean Wing again getting in there. This time the kick very nicely done. DeFalco has it about the 23-yard line. Reverses his field. We're going to have a penalty. Oh, man, by the time he ran all the way back there, I've said this every time that happens, run north-south. When you run sideways like that, you give up so much. The penalty was going to kill it anyway, though.
Well, the penalty was very obvious, right in front of the field judge there. And Longmont's going to be penalized, be back in a hole.
Yep.
With 6:31 left, they would like to have a nice sustained drive.
Well, from where the spot of the foul is to where the tackle was, it may be right about 15 yards. I'm trying to count that off. It's about 15 yards, yeah. It's right about 15. They may decline it. Just leave it where it's at.
One of the things...
Now they'll take it, and they're going to...
And Michael, it's easy to stand up here and say this, but one of the things that I don't agree with on punt returns is having a steadfast return to one side of the field or the other.
Right.
You need to field the ball and get upfield instead of making sure that you have return right or return left. DeFalco catches the ball, then he has to make his way back to the right side where the blocking wall is set up.
Well, the penalty did move the ball back inside the 10 to the 6-yard line where it's 1st and 10. Deep in territory. Fumbled. DeFalco fumbled. I think he got back on it, though, right away. Oh, boy, I tell you what, that'd be a terrible place to put the ball on the ground. That fumble, though, is recovered by DeFalco as he goes down and gets it.
Trojans need to get out of the hole. They need to make sure they have room for punt.
Yeah.
You know, for a punt play now. Ball down on the 5-yard line now.
2nd and 12. Trojans have to be very careful and take care of the ball. Maybe get a few yards here. We're going to try and pass. There's the pass to Kraft, and I tell you what, almost another interception. That time Adam Sandoval had his hands on it. Kraft never really had a chance for that ball. It was more over Sandoval's shoulder than it was over Kraft's.
Sandoval just running with the receiver. As soon as Kraft looks up, Sandoval starts to look up, finds the ball, almost makes the interception, as you said. Trojans have got to take care of the ball because they need some room for their punter. Look for them to probably run a draw up the middle with DeFalco.
I would say they're going to punch this one right up the middle here and try to hope their defense can make a stand again. No, they're going to pass. They're going to pass. Gabler was grabbed, throws the ball. It's caught. They're going to call catch. Let's see what the spot is.
It's going to be real close.
Very close.
See if we can get a better look on the monitor maybe with a zoom in on it.
Oh, he's short. He's short by about a half yard.
They're about a half yard short.
Yeah,
you cannot fake the punt here, or you cannot go for it. You do not want to turn this ball over in a tie game.
I tell you what, they're looking at this real long and hard. Now they're gonna end up having to
There
call.
should be no debate over this.
Yeah, I agree.
Not that deep on your own end of the field.
No, you
not
cannot.
Debate. You've got to punt this
you've
ball
got
away.
to punt this one. Yeah, you cannot. I know it's only a half yard. If you don't make that, though, that's...
Look for Mitchell to come after this one, not giving a lot of respect to the leg of Aaron Gabler on the punt.
Looked like he thought about maybe pulling it down. That ball way over the head. He's going to get great yard. Oh, look at this thing go. Look at this thing go. It's going to go down inside the 10. It's going to go down to the 5-yard line. Where was that kicked from? That was kicked from about the 16?
16-yard line, so you got 34 to the 50 and 45 more. 79 yards
70.
on the punt.
79 yards. The thing about that is so huge is that Longmont was pinned, and it looked as though Mitchell was going to get great field position. Instead, Mitchell thought they might fake it. They let the ball go over their head, and the ball all the way back to the 5-yard line. That is just a huge, huge play. Out of all the plays, Greg, that may be the play of the game, and it was a punt because now Mitchell is pinned in their own territory at the 5-yard line.
79-yard punt. Aaron Gabler comes up huge.
Wow.
And Michael, just go back to the yardage conversion thing. The stats guys aren't even trying to figure those out now. They're just looking at us, waiting for us to do the math.
They know you're the stats master. Here is the handoff, and it looked as though it's Haley. Haley got nothing, if not possibly a loss. Well, that was a huge kick. Coming up on 4.5 minutes to go here in the ball game. And
if you're the Trojans, you got to worry about this game going to overtime since they are 0-2 in overtime this year.
You would think that they're due, but you're right. You definitely want to stop them here. This is a great chance for the Trojans because if they can hold and force the Marauders to punt, they have not had a big punting game. They'd be kicking right into the wind and get that ball back with the wind at their back. Might have a chance to win this thing in regulation. They have to hold them now. We got delay of game. Finally, they got the call. I was wondering when that would come. They got the delay of game call, so that's going to push it back further inside the 5.
And really, not a play that you want if you're Mitchell, and it looked like they were almost trying to draw Longmont off sides.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there, but there was definitely problems.
Well, and the thing was that Longmont looked very confused. Brad Harvey ran back and forth across the field 3 or 4 times, and this wind is really picking up.
It's really picking up from the south, blowing right into the Mitchell Marauders' face, so that if the Trojans can get the ball back, they would have the ball at their back. There's a handoff, quick hitter, but wrapped up immediately is Rich.
So the ball is now back to about the 1-yard line.
Yeah, definitely. This is a third down here.
If you're the Trojans, you would love to have a safety here.
Oh, yes.
And then just take care of the ball.
Oh, yes. Oh, that would be huge. That would be a huge play.
Well, Mitchell has got to run this ball. They can't take the chance. They can't take the chance of getting that safety because the running play almost got him the safety.
Yeah, they definitely need to try to go forward on this play. There's movement no matter what. That's movement.
Now, wait a minute. Now, he can move.
But he moved forward, though.
He can move and reset as long as he doesn't simulate the start of a play. The thing was, it took the officials, until Longmont hit or made contact to make the call. So this is not automatically against Mitchell.
That's right. This they're discussing it right now.
He did appear to simulate the beginning of the play, and they will get the call.
Yeah, I was going to say that's what when you move forward like that. You're right. He got back to get the set there, but as you mentioned, that looks like you're starting the play.
And I'll tell you what, if the Trojans can convert some points here, as you saw, just a little quick shift of the arms. But if the Trojans convert this into a safety, we may have a key play of the game instead of a key player.
He's going to pass. There's the pass. It's away. Oh, overthrown.
Now they have to punt with the short field, and the Trojans, Sean Wing has been getting there all day long.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to say the other way. I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to say set up the return. Set up the return. They're kicking into the wind. Set up the return here. I admit you're right. It's only 10 yards they're snapping back, but you don't want to run into the kicker here. I'd set up the return. They're kicking into the wind. Give DeFalco a chance. He's standing at the 35-yard line. Trojans are going to get great field position. 3:15 to go in the game.
I'm going to contradict you here just for one reason, because it is a short field, and the ball going into that wind may not be returnable.
It's real short. DeFalco coming up at the 27. He's down to about the 20. Cuts inside.
Stays in bounds.
10. He's down inside. Oh, no. We got a penalty flag flying in, though, way after the play. And this will move the ball back, undoubtedly. Ball's inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. But we're going to be marching this one back a little bit.
We'll see if we can get a look at it. But DeFalco doing a great job. Mitchell thought he was going out of bounds, and all of a sudden he just shifts gears. See it here.
They had a chance.
Almost blocked. DeFalco picks it up there. He comes down the side. The hold was late.
I think it was right there at the end. Yeah, we saw the flag fly in.
But did not see the actual hold itself in the picture.
Well, still great field position. I mean, the ball was at about the 4-yard line, I think, when...
No, it was originally marked at the 15 out, I believe. Maybe the 10. Okay. They're going to call this
holding. The ball was out of bounds at the 9. Yeah. So now they're at the 19, 1st and 10, ball at the 19. So still excellent field position for the Trojans. Excellent field position there. And we've got, I don't know if they were
referee was not in place.
Yeah, they weren't set there. That's all that was. 3:03 left in this game.
That's a little bit of Coach Gordon Kramer's personality coming through there. The Trojans want to rush to the line of scrimmage and go after the kill immediately.
Definitely have a chance here.
The Trojans thrive on this situation when they've got another team on their heels.
Shack and Kraft on the lower part of your picture there. Here's half to DeFalco. He has some blocking. He turns it outside. Jumped outside, got about 5. I wonder if maybe if he didn't follow his blockers inside a little bit, he might have possibly gotten more. But he still got a good
6-yard pickup.
It's still a good pickup there, though.
It'll be a long 4 or 5 yards here.
Going to call 2nd down and 5. Ball at the, well, right inside the 14, near the 13-yard line. He got out of bounds there, stopping the clock with 2:57 remaining. There's a handoff to Falco, has some room. Stutter steps his way out, takes a lot of blockers with him, or a lot of tacklers, that is, would-be tacklers down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
It's going to be first and goal, it looks like. And DeFalco just doing an outstanding job running in traffic.
They're going to just carry these would-be tacklers for another 4 or 5 yards there. Good effort there.
First and goal from the 8. And the Trojans, they want to see the clock run now.
Yeah, they definitely want the clock to continue to run. Now, it only stopped there because they were setting up the chains.
The clock is yet to start.
Yeah, and it's not. This is someone here is not pushing the button like they should. We're going to have penalty flags here and a loss of yardage.
Not only do we have penalty flag, we had several penalty flags come in at the same time, so it looked like the defensive end on the right side over there for Mitchell was held.
Yeah, I was going to say, definitely what you don't want now is a loss of yardage like happened, a 10-yard loss, or a holding.
And that hold is going to be at the 13-yard line, so that penalty is going to be 15 yards in effect.
It's going to wind up exactly putting the ball to about the 23-yard line.
And number 60 out there for Mitchell, Mike Jewell, was just tackled.
Yeah, he was pulled down. Yeah, you're absolutely right. The clock did not start there. It should have been running. And that's what Aaron Gabler is pointing up at the clock saying, how come the clock isn't running like it's supposed to be? They moved the ball back to the 33-yard line.
Looks like they called a 15-yard on the penalty. Now they're going to go back to 5 more.
You say, I don't know what penalty they called, but they put the ball now back.
It's still 15 yards from where they had the spot.
Still 15 yards, yeah.
13 to the 28, so that's 15 yards on the penalty.
It must not have been a hold. Gabler looking. Here's the pass, caught by Shack at the 20.
And good opportunity that time to see the timing pattern.
It'll be second down and goal. Ball at the 20-yard line.
Second goal at the 20.
That time, you see Gabler here, sets back, Shack just breaks open, and the ball's there when he cuts. Second and goal from the 20. The Trojans making it up in little chunks. If nothing else, they want to get back in field goal position.
They definitely need to get back.
They need to get probably, with the wind at the back still, but for accuracy's sake, probably another 5 yards for a field goal attempt.
Take the handoff, looking. Over the middle, pass to Morse. Oh, it was in his hands, but he was unable to pull it in.
Aaron Gabler puts that ball exactly where it needs to be. Brad Morse has got to make that catch.
That ball was there. Morse is not happy with himself. We'll check and see if the ball, maybe if he was hit or just tipped out. No, that ball was in his hands. Oh, that's tough for Brad Morse.
And Brad Morse goes 5'10", 160 pounds. I guarantee he's a little more than that. Brad Morse, I would consider him a big guy. Runs a little awkwardly as far as with the pads and everything that he's got on him. That's a tough place for him to catch a pass.
Having to go up above his head there to try to pull it in.
You can see number 36 there, the set of pads, as we had just a second ago. But you can see how big his pads were.
Yeah.
As the tight end, primary responsibility is blocking.
He's blocking, absolutely. That's what he wants to do. He wants to block. And that was too bad because the ball was there, but he was just not quite able to get his hands up on that ball. But he was there. Now with the timeout here, we have 1:38 remaining in the ball game and a tie score at 14. Trojans have the ball 20 yards away from the end zone. They have to get in for a touchdown as they have third down and goal, ball at the 20-yard line. Now here's a question. Do you run to the middle of the field to set yourself up for a direct field goal attempt, or do you try to get yourself into the end zone here?
Well, with Shack being a right-footed kicker, the angle is very difficult, so you try to get something back to the middle of the field.
Well, they're going to try and pass. They're going to try and pass that direction. Gabler's in some trouble. He's pulled down. They're going to lose yardage.
It's going to be a 42-yard field goal attempt if they go for the field goal.
Yeah, well, nothing went right there. You don't want the sack. They didn't get back to the middle of the field. They bring up 4th down.
They're going to have to go for this now. Well, Shaq is bringing out the tee, and Gabler trying to step up in the pocket, not finding any additional time.
Now they're going to give it a shot here. Clock running, 1:03.
And they're going to line up
here it is.
41-yard field goal attempt here.
Chris Shaq, the kicker.
Do not want to get this kick blocked.
The wind is calm right now at this point. Here's the snap. The kick on its way. It is good. He got it.
42 yards.
He got it. Shaq kicks it through with 43 seconds to go in this game. 17-14, the Trojans lead. Wow, he hit it. He nailed it like he had to. A line drive, Greg, and it went right through. An elation, as you see, from the Longmont Trojan fans.
The Trojans are happy. The players are happy. And as you said, the stands on the visiting side erupts in applause. But did not look like it was going to be good from the start. A little low, a little slow getting the ball down on the tee. Shaq comes through it, just barely gets through the uprights. And a 41-yard field goal in a high school game when the field goals are not necessarily the strength. Just a testament to Longmont just finding a way to win.
Finding a way to win. Wow, that was huge. Huge play there by Chris Shaq, who set himself up for possible player of the game honors. We'll, of course, have a vote. I do promise.
I still believe that the key play in this game is that punt.
Oh, that
and
punt.
The individual involved in that. Aaron Gabler is a candidate for player of the game, not for his throwing arm today, but for that kick.
That punt, again, 79 yards. Longmont was pinned back at their own 15. He kicks it all the way down to the 5. They get the ball, and that directly set up this field goal attempt. Wing kicks it on the ground. Not what I don't think what they wanted there. I think they want that to go a little bit further downfield. That's good field position at the 41 for Mitchell. They've got to get down to, I would say, about another 35, 40 yards at least to give themselves a chance for a long field goal.
And remember, well, now if you look up at the flag is just hanging there, so no wind. So I don't remember their kicking game really standing out, Michael, but they've got to set up something.
36-yard line. Stoner will throw. He's hit immediately. Ball to 46-yard line. Inbounds. Clock is running. We're inside 30 seconds. We're getting down to about 25. Mitchell has no choice but to call a timeout.
44, RB on the stop.
The excitement of playoff football in the fall, Michael. It's been a pleasure being with the Trojans for the last 7 years because they're always in the playoffs.
Yes. And I tell you what, this was something here. And we're going to take a chance here to talk with Jeff Lindroth about the mood on the Mitchell sidelines.
When Gabler punted that ball almost 80 yards, the mood on the Mitchell bench turned from excitement to silence with audible gasps. And their offense, this wind seemed to be taken out of their sails. And it's now or never for them, and it'll be interesting to see if they can recapture that intensity that they appeared to lose on the last drive. Back upstairs to you, gentlemen.
Absolutely, Jeff. I mean, that kick, 79 yards, that was just a colossal play. That definitely is the play of the game. It set up that field goal, no matter the fact that the Trojans offense did nothing there but lose yardage. They still were able to get it with a huge kick, but that punt made all the difference in the world. 2nd down and 6, but most importantly, 25 seconds remaining in the game. Stoner looking, he throws to the sidelines, has it out of bounds. That is a 1st down to Gortner at about the 42-yard line.
And just a very impressive pass. That was one of the best passes that Stoner's thrown today. The receiver breaking down. As soon as they turn the cornerback, receiver comes back, Gortner
catches it and goes out of bounds.
You see that they had run Wheeler off the play.
18 seconds, though. That's the problem for Mitchell. 18 seconds, ball at the 42. They got to get another 20 yards. They're going to hand it off. Haley has the ball. I don't know about that. They're going to have to use their last timeout. I don't know. The question here that I have is, you've got to set up your field goal unit, and you need a timeout in many cases to do that. I don't think I would have run the ball there. I do question that call. Do they have another timeout?
I believe that's their third one. They took one on defense. 2 on this drive on the offensive set.
Yeah, that's it.
But you're gambling with your horse there in Haley. He scored earlier from 27 yards out.
Well, if the play works, it's a great call. If it doesn't, you have guys like me saying I wouldn't have done it. So, you know, that's what happens. You make that decision as a coach, you know, and it did not work out on that. It's going to be 2nd and 7, but 12 seconds remaining. At this point now, you have to get something downfield and out of bounds.
This is what you have to do now. You can throw to the middle of the field as long as you throw down around the 10, 15, 20-yard line. And then you got to get up and you got to spike the ball and able to give your field goal team a chance to get out there.
That's a lot to ask here with 12 seconds.
And the wind has started to blow again from the south.
Yeah, they're going into the wind again. Now they're going into the wind. They have 3 receivers in. They fake it, in trouble. Stoner in a lot of trouble. Stoner goes down. 6 seconds, 5. That should be the ball game.
They can't get the clock stopped.
They can't stop the clock. That will do it. There it is. The Longmont Trojans a thrilling victory. 10 points in the 4th quarter to win this game over the Mitchell Marauders, 17-14. Oh, wow, this was a great game here.
Final score, 17-14. The Trojans, they just find a way to get out of that opening round. 7 years in a row, they've won their opening round playoff games. Next week, Trojans should be home.
Should be home. It'll depend. We'll see what happens on all that. But there is, if you play your first game on the road in the playoffs, you're supposed to play the second game unless you face another road team. Then there is a flip. So could be having the Trojans at home next week. But a thrilling victory as the Longmont Trojans win their state playoff preliminary round game over the Mitchell Marauders, 17-14. We will be back and return with our post-game show right after this.
All of us have getting older to look forward to. Although there can be some downsides, at First National Bank, it can be an advantage. Hello, I'm Dorothy Weibel, Customer Service Representative of First National Bank. If you are 60 and better, you qualify for our Spirit account for seniors. Of course, there are no monthly service charges, and just look at all the other advantages. The best is you'll be invited to attend the numerous trips, seminars, and activities that First National sponsors. First National Bank, 4th and Main, member FDIC.
Shop the world without leaving town. Front Range Indoor Flea Market has the old and the new, the exotic and the familiar, all under one roof. Visit Front Range Indoor Flea Market, 1420 Florida Avenue in Longmont.
In the constantly changing world of real estate, there is one company with the advantage of a name recognized by 98% of Americans, and the people who can deliver results as solid as the rock. The Prudential, rock solid in real estate.
And we're back here for our IBM Channel 3 Game of the Week post-game show. There you see the Longmont Trojans with a thrilling 17-14 victory over the Mitchell Marauders. As Greg, the Longmont Trojans scored 10 points in the 4th quarter to secure this victory. There are, 7 in a row you were saying? First round victories?
7 times, 7 years in a row. They win in the first round and advance to the second round of the state playoffs. The Trojans just know how to win that opening weekend. We talked in the pregame show today about the Trojans' record against Colorado Springs teams. I can only remember one year that they lost to a Springs team, and that was Sierra a couple years ago. And once again, they find a way to win down here. 10 points in the second half, just when it looked like the Mitchell Marauders had really captured the momentum.
And it was such a huge play there in the game. Of course, we'll talk about that here in just a moment with Coach Gordon Kramer. Let's take a quick look here at our closing statistics of this game while we wait for Coach Gordon Kramer to join us. There you see the running yardage for both teams, again, a pretty even football game overall. 151 for Longmont, 186 for Mitchell. Passing yardage, 137 for Longmont, 122 for the Marauders. And then you see on Aaron Gabler was 12 of 32 with 2 interceptions. And the total yardage, 288 for the Trojans. And Stoner for the Mitchell Marauders was 14 of 23 with 2 interceptions, 308 yards. And you see the interceptions were the only turnovers that both of the teams had. So it was a very close played football game. But again, it's the Longmont Trojans able to come out there and show they have all that experience and they get it done. We're going to get Coach Gordon Kramer to come on in here as we're going to step aside. And Coach, you have to be very, very happy about an extremely exciting first-round win.
I certainly am, Michael. This was a real good game for the kids to show their courage. And, you know, there's a lot of chances out there today where they could have said this is it and we're done and we're going to let down, but they didn't. Offense, defense, neither side. So really proud of them.
And you mentioned to Jeff Linroth right before halftime that you felt your team was making some little mistakes that were costing you, yet they, as you mentioned, were able to come back in the second half and just do enough to get it done.
Well, defensively, we missed some tackles in the first half that we felt we should have had. Of course, they're a good football team, but we knew that we could not give up the big plays more than maybe once or twice, and we gave them up twice.
Yeah.
And you know, one more, that would have done it.
Let's talk about the play of the game. It has to be that punt there. I know Chris Scheck had a great kick, but that punt of 79 yards there by Aaron Gabler, you're pinned in your own territory back at the 15. You know, if Mitchell gets good field position, might be a totally different outcome. Instead, he kicks the ball all the way down to the 5-yard line, which basically resulted in the chance for the field goal that won it.
Right, and that was a tough decision because we came up with fourth and about an inch and a half.
Yes.
And we felt like if we could get the first down there, we could keep the drive alive. We also felt, or I knew for sure, that if we didn't get the first down, it was over. So that would have been the ball game there. And with 4.5 minutes left, I felt like we had enough time to let the kids play and give them a chance and not do it just solely on a decision at that point. And we had a little wind with us, and he hit the ball good. And I think they were maybe thinking something different because the yardage was so short. And their return man was only about 25 yards back, and he didn't have a chance to get back and catch up with it. And so it turned out to be the big play to set up what was probably even a bigger play, and that was the field goal by Chris Scheck, which was just a tribute to him. I mean, it wasn't like we said, well, we can kick a field goal. It was Chris Scheck said, I want to kick the field goal.
Yeah, 41-yard field goal.
I want to kick it. And the options were minimal. I mean, it's either that or one shot in the end zone because first down situation was already gone. And he just stepped in and hit it. Just a great job.
So you have to be obviously pleased again with another first-round victory for your team. What do you see for next week with your team?
Well, we're going to go back to work. We did have a couple injuries today. John Paul Peterson, I think we've lost him with a pretty serious knee injury, and Ryan Smith has a concussion, but I'm sure he'll be back and okay by next week. We don't know who we're going to play yet, either Pueblo Central or Green Mountain, and I know both of those teams are excellent teams. I just would be nice to play the one where we get to play at home, which would be Green Mountain, but we'll just wait and see what happens.
Okay, Coach Gordon Kramer, thank you very much for coming by. We appreciate it. Good luck next week. We'll see you then. Okay, Greg, well, coming back in here, you know, again, we talked about it was special teams. You mentioned that special teams really did pull it out with the long punt and also the long field goal. The two kickers really came through for the Trojans.
Well, Gabler, as Coach Kramer said, you know, it looked like he still wanted to pull the ball down and go for that first down there. A lot of time left on the clock. Makes the punt and just sends a beautiful spiral in the air. The wind catches it, knocks it all the way down to the 5-yard line. You know, then we started talking about the possibilities for a safety in the Trojans winning. Then they get the outstanding return by
DeFalco on the punt,
and gets them right down there, and then penalties and sack yardage knocks them back, and you think, you know, we can't make a 41-yard field goal. How are you going to make a 41-yard field goal in the wind? And Chris Scheck just steps up huge, kicks that ball through the uprights, and the Trojan defense makes the stand near the end against one, as we mentioned earlier, one of the top quarterback prospects in the state.
It's the same thing with Longmont. They're always a perennial power, and they came in here with all that experience, all those tough games they played throughout the season, and it came through for them again in this game.
And I think one thing that may get overlooked occasionally is just the outstanding coaching staff that the Trojans have and the job that Coach Gordon Kramer does. You know, they never feel like they're out of a game. They've been in pressure situations all year, you know, and a couple of them haven't worked out in their favor, but they've been able to keep themselves in that situation, and that's a tribute to coaching and the staff that Coach Kramer's been able to build and keep.
Let's talk about our key player of the game real quick like it's number 10, the kicker. Yes, he's also a wide receiver, but we're going to credit him for that 41-yard field goal. Chris Shack, with under a minute, hits a huge field goal to pull out the game for the Longmont Trojans. And again, if Green Mountain was the winner against Pueblo Centennial, they'll be at home next week, so that can make a big difference for the Longmont Trojans as well.
And that's a game that we'll really look forward to, and hopefully it will be up at Everly Montgomery Field, make things easier for us.
Yes.
And for the Trojans, too.
That's right. Well, that'll wrap things up here with another thrilling victory on the IBM Game of the Week for the Longmont Trojans football team. They come down to Colorado Springs. They beat the Mitchell Marauders.